You are listening live to the program. Your teams, your town, your program.
Now Millender, 8 to shoot. 7 to play. Millender around Phillips. Fouled, and it goes.
Awkward 2 seconds to play to Cruz. Catch and shoot deep bomb. Missed it. Missouri loses for the first time at home.
Haggerty turns, shoots, scores. P.J. Haggerty with 31. The Wildcats somehow playing shorthanded win this ball game by a final count of 81 to 78.
Curtis Townsend slaps Coach Vaughn on the backside for congratulations. Here comes Coach Case with a fist bump. The final seconds strip off the clock, and you can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win 75 to 69. Kansas prevails.
And now, not really sure what happened last night. Soren Petro.
Right you are, Kay. Right you are. Petro on the program on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Something tells me someone didn't have a throw.
Oh, I did.
That was it?
I started to talk and went,
yeah.
I had to wait a second and make sure I had all the phlegm was cleared out.
Get the phlegm out? Mm-hmm. That would be a good idea. I like that. No, it's a phlegm-free zone today here in the program. Now. We hope, anyway. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you. Much to get to here in the program as we've got Todd Lebo going to join us at some point from Topeka, where they are having one of their committee meetings, talking about the Chiefs and coming to Kansas. Mm-hmm. Maybe find out what is and isn't reality of some of the speculation that's been out there. Todd Lebo on the beat.
On the beat.
As you say. So we'll check in with Todd whenever they are done. There's some grandstanding and some backslapping, and look at what this great job we did. You know, what you would expect.
Backstanding
Politics,
and grandslapping and
sure,
all that stuff.
A little bit
happens.
of that. But Todd Lebo will be here. Todd Lebo will not play the feud. We've got the Drake.
All right.
Instead of Todd Lebo for the feud. The Drake is a wealth of knowledge. He's certainly rooting for like a Star Wars category, a baseball card category, a Cardinal category, and Shocker Wichita State, Wichita University Shocker history.
This is funny. I sent a text a little while ago to 3 people.
Okay.
Todd, Drake, and our friend Shane.
Okay.
I said, "Can you go get some lunch?" And Drake said, "Shane is in Orlando. Todd is in Topeka. I'll go." And I said, "Probably be faster for you than the other 2."
Yeah, it was.
Shane's like, "Hey, hang on, I gotta get you a sandwich. I'll be back in 8 hours."
Yeah, we were up against it today. We were pressed for time, but it's all for good reasons. So, very excited to be bringing you the program here today. You can grab a phone line. Phone lines are open right now. You know that most days we open them up here on the Took. I don't want to say every day because sometimes something's going on. Mm-hmm. Like we have Alex Gordon, Royals Hall of Famer, in the studio. We did even take Hurricanes call to be kind and say, I have to give props to Indiana.
Yeah, that's why we like the Cane, because
I thought. But when Alex Gordon and Tom Jacobs, the College Baseball Foundation CEO and Executive Director, they're the folks that run the College Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Had a great announcement announcing our partnership with the College Baseball Hall of Fame and Sports Radio 810 WHB. And Royals Hall of Famer, College Baseball Hall of Famer, Alex Gordon was here. Didn't take calls that day.
Looks like it can still play.
Alex is welcome to pop in here to the studio today if you'd like.
Yeah.
I'll hang up on all the calls that are lining up right now, 913-838-1010. But if Alex doesn't show, we don't have any plans for anybody else.
Just know that you're behind him.
You'll be behind Alex if he wants to call and chime in. So there you go. We got that going for us, which is nice. So we'll play the feud at 3, hoping to talk to Lebo after that. Not sure when he's going to be done. If we don't talk to him after that, we might pop him in with Frank Bowl in the 4 o'clock hour. Mm-hmm. He may become our Need to Know segment in the 5 o'clock hour. Just don't know. But
he's good like that.
Yeah. When we have all the details, Todd Lebo will report them. Can confirm he is sitting nearby the speaking podium.
Nice.
Because he's in the background of the video.
Oh, great.
That's cool. Can confirm that he has his readers on. So that means Todd's working hard.
His readers are obvious. I mean, they jump out.
Todd Lebo, I think, is like my wife and has 58 pairs of readers. There are readers in my house everywhere. We're not going to admit we need glasses. We're just going to keep buying the readers.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere, but apparently can't be found because a box with 4 more readers came home.
Nice.
So I was like,
that was like me with chapstick.
Well, I feel like let's put one in, each of the cars. Yep. Let's get one in every room of the house. And then and then let's get one around your neck. Like a chain, old school
like
style.
An yeah.
That'll be good.
I like that. I should get a pair of readers.
Should be pointing out my wife, much younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
Much younger than me. So,
Much.
16 whole months.
So
much younger.
2 years.
So, it's a very different situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, different generations, really. People talk about me robbing the cradle.
Yep.
I
always like the idea of, Gen X goes up to 65, and then 66 after is whatever that. It's not Gen Z. It's I don't know whatever it is, but 2 people like a year apart. Oh, I'm Gen X, man. It's like you're a year older than me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't get it. We'll have Shahan Jayaraja wrapping up the college football season. He is coming your way. There it is. You said, for those that are watching on the stream, delivery has occurred.
The man.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, the Drake. Here now, back later.
We love the Drake.
Who doesn't love the Drake? But if you wondered if you're watching the stream, that's the Drake.
Love the Drake.
Arrived with said operation in hand. All right, so Shahan Jayaraja will wrap up the college football season later tonight. We start with some college basketball. What's the biggest story out of the 3 locals? KU wins without Bill Self. Jacques Vaughn gets his first win as the interim head coach. I assume that goes on his – can't remember what they did with Eddie Sutton. They didn't give Eddie Sutton the wins when he was out. Did he go to alcohol rehab, I think, at one point at Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
And they were wanting to count those wins because he was nearing a mark of some sort, and they didn't give it to him.
I don't know if it's a situation where if you're just subbing in for a coach who's still the active coach, if that's one thing, and where someone who's an interim coach or someone steps away officially for a while and someone, I'm not sure if there's what you do with that, but Jacques Vaughn's.
I think Jacques Vaughn gets the win.
Yeah, my
is what happens based upon what I remember with Eddie Sutton. So
he's 1-0 and 1-0 on the road.
So
how about that?
Kansas wins against the Colorado team they're supposed to beat. They were only 4.5-point favorites. I don't know where it went at tip, but it was 4.5 yesterday afternoon. K-State wins, but they tipped at 10.5 and they won by 1.
Yes.
And they trailed much of that game.
Yeah. They are, on the season, they are 10-9, but 7-12 against the spread. They have only covered 1 of their last 7.
So they're not meeting the expectations that are out there from the odds makers.
No.
And then
and their one cover was in a loss. They were 2.5-point dog and lost by 1 at Oklahoma State.
Okay. Which was one of the games that we mentioned going into that game, coming off the Central Florida loss. We had Jerome Tang telling us that they're close. And I said, are they close, or did he just look and go, we can beat Oklahoma State, and we damn well better beat Utah?
As a 10.5-point
That's
favorite,
what I felt like it was. I didn't see where they were any closer in that Central
No.
Florida game. It's just like, oh, okay, I'll say this, and then it'll be backed up by a couple of wins. They did not win against Oklahoma State. They barely won against a Utah team that is considered the worst team in the league.
When you're a 10.5-point favorite at home and your best player scores 31, you shouldn't need to defend a last-second 3.
No. Or Mizzou. Is Mizzou the lead story? They were favored by 1. They're at home. They were undefeated at home. They pick up their first loss at home.
Yeah.
They get a foul and 1 to give up the lead. They get a 3. That front rims look good. It was true, but just
angle.
a little short. Is that the story? Which one's the biggest story in your mind?
I think it's Kansas only because I think it's more than just Jacques Vaughn coaching the team, maybe. Maybe it's still a lingering situation. How long do we think it's going to be just for one night or what? But I think of the 3, I think, because to me, Missouri, the way Missouri lost, that's who they are. They're a team it's probably going to look just good enough one night to give you some hope, and then the next time they're around, you're going to go, yeah, that wasn't that great. As I posted to somebody, Missouri basketball, we don't suck, but we're not great.
I think you're giving them too much credit. That's fair. They're good. They're going to have a winning record.
We don't suck, but we're not good.
They're competitive in one of, if not the toughest league in college. That's fair. That's what I was going to say. I think good or not great would mean good, But I think they're good. They're a good team.
I actually called it "We don't suck, but we're not good." I thought it was great. We don't suck, but we're not good.
Okay.
That to me is Missouri basketball, and that's what this team is. If you think that any good play is going to be extended for any length of time, you're not watching them closely enough.
Yeah, I'll stick up for them and say they're a good team, right? Like I don't think every good team makes the tournament. That's a tournament team. That's a step up.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, you can be like, oh, I don't think so. If you don't make the fine, but we're not arguing over it.
Right.
This team doesn't suck.
No.
Okay? And it's not bad. So put it whatever label you want on it. I'm not going to sit here and piss and moan about it all day. Like that's just where we're at on this. But I do think that
they played at the spread last night essentially, and somebody hit a shot.
Yeah.
They're a 1-point favorite. They had a 1-point lead with 7 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah.
They played the way the odds makers thought that game would play out. That was a ranked team they played.
Yeah. And so to me the story kind of is Missouri because that's the one we were looking to learn the most about.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that they are still in the muck. The excitement, the energy that was created by those first couple of wins against Florida, Kentucky has now proven to be like, nope, they're just kind of in that maybe they can get hot and go, but this was a game that if you got this one, you'd be like, okay, 4-1, going someplace. Now it's like, no, this is who we are, right? We're just kind of in the middle, 3-2 right now in the league.
3
or 2-3, or 3-3, 3-3 in the league.
3-3.
So they would have been 4-2. You're like, okay, we're getting some distance. 10-8 is the goal minimum to get into the tournament with their bad non-conference record. So we need to start banking these wins because there are tougher games ahead. And Georgia's a ranked team. I mean, again, this does not kill the dream in my mind because if Georgia keeps stringing these wins together, maybe Georgia's a 4 seed. And we're like, okay, that's a. There's nothing wrong with that loss.
No.
But you'd like to believe that home court you can dominate there, and that didn't happen. So I do think Missouri. The story of Jacques Vaughn having to coach is a separate story. The game in and of itself, I would listen to that Jacques Vaughn can coach. Yeah, but he coached in the league, man. Like I'm pretty sure Jacques Vaughn. Yeah, I didn't need clarification in Boulder that Jacques Vaughn can coach.
That's a good point.
I know he can coach. I mean, I think it was one of the best resumes you could possibly hire for an assistant coach at Kansas when Norm Roberts walks away. So that didn't shock me. But for Mizzou, there was opportunity here, and it was not realized. Mark Mitchell continues to grow as a player. He is aggressive, around the rim. I like that. He is finishing. What are they? At one point, he had his 18th and 1 opportunity, which tells you he's finishing in traffic. I think, to me, maybe the story was that, Jaden Stone is not a cheat code.
No.
They're better with him. And that's been the biggest difference with this team, but he's not a cheat code.
No.
And so, when he doesn't play well, it's when he doesn't score well, let me put it that way, when he doesn't shoot well, then that can be a problem. He didn't have an awful game, but 5 of 14, they need a little bit more from him, and then they probably get there. But defense on the last possession, don't love it.
No, you'd like to think a guy that size could find a way to wall off a guy the size of Miliband.
Yeah, 5'11", 5'10".
Yeah, you think you'd be able to pull that off,
but yeah, I think this doesn't end anything, but it is disappointing. It was a chance to bounce back from a loss. And again, I don't think the LSU loss is as bad as it looks on paper, but it's not good. This is a good loss, but it comes on the back of a bad loss.
Yeah.
I mean, again, not awful, but bad loss to LSU. Now Oklahoma, Alabama stepping up in class on that. It looks a little bit different. I mean, they now, I think, have to beat OU.
Yes.
I don't think you want to take a team that's 60 in the Ken Pom, drop that one to head on the road to play the 17 team in the Ken Pom. So Mississippi State and South Carolina, they're going to pick up a couple of wins there. But after that, there's 2 with Mississippi State and South Carolina. Otherwise, the 2 games with Oklahoma are the next 2 easiest games. And I'm planning on a split in the OU because they can be like, well, 60, that's very beatable. Well, Mizzou's 55, so that figures like a split.
Yeah.
So you better handle Mississippi State twice and South Carolina. If they add those 3 wins and split, if they just add those 3 wins, that's 6-3. Okay, so how do you find 4 more wins? If one of them's against Oklahoma, okay, now where do you find 3 more wins? Because the other games are at Alabama, they are at Texas A&M, they are home for Texas. That's probably going to be your next choice on that. They're Vanderbilt at home, they're Arkansas on the road, Tennessee at home. All these will be punching above your weight classes. All these will be more than a bucket, more than a 3, I think, dog that you have to get. So this was one that you really needed to pile up. And
in one play, I mean, there's one moment that I think was kind of emblematic of the frustration of that game and maybe the limitations of this team, particularly on the defensive end. 3:45 left to go. Missouri has just hit a 3 to cut it to 2. This is what happened on the ensuing possession. Missed jumper by Georgia, offensive rebound. Missed three-pointer, offensive rebound. Missed layup, offensive rebound. Missed three-pointer, offensive rebound. Foul, shooting foul on Robinson. They had 4 offensive rebounds on one possession. They held the ball for almost a minute on one possession, and they just could not get. You've got to grab one of those things. You can't. And in a game, it finished 1-point game where you let it in the final seconds. That can't happen.
1-point games are killers, and I'll say the most concerning thing to me is Dennis Gates hinting at problems with the refs.
Yeah.
You can't be at home.
I'm a little tired of that.
Like, I'm not – it's fine. Refs make mistakes. I'm not saying the refs were great, but you're at home. Don't leave it in the hands of the refs.
Yeah.
And that, to me, should be the focus, because now you're making excuses for the player. Like, well, we were fine. I mean, Coach said it. The refs were the problem. You know, you want to complain about the refs in a game that you – I don't think there's a lot to be gained by complaining about the refs in almost any postgame.
I don't know what.
Call the league and bitch to the league.
Yeah.
But in the postgame, I don't know. You know, it needs to be just over the top egregious to where you're, in my opinion, gaining anything. So
he's yet to wow me in a postgame presser, win or lose. But I mean, I don't know how much value you put to that, but
I think
I've heard them. This is not the first time he's complained about the officials, and I'm like, just stop it, dude. Just stop it. Just win the game.
Yeah.
Play some defense, get a rebound, win the game.
And the story for Kansas is they win. They meet expectations of the odds makers by covering, for whatever that's worth. Just a little tidbit to put in there.
Means something for the boosters, maybe.
Yeah, but for me, it's that Darren Peterson turns an ankle. Darren Peterson, again, didn't play that great, yet they still won, and they won on the road. And the road had been a big problem for them.
Yep.
Didn't sound like a road game.
Oof.
When they got going and Melvin Council's getting his back-to-back buckets, and they did miss probably that he was out of bounds when he tipped the ball. Certainly hadn't established position. I'd have to look and see, is that the same thing on a tip ball? You have to have established position for the tip ball to count as you being in bounds, or is that an out-of-bounds play? But nonetheless, I mean, the place was exploding. It was a Kansas house.
Yes.
And it often has been in the history of Colorado. Colorado's been better over the last decade under Tad Boyle, so it was, and this Kansas team isn't the best edition of it. So I was like, well, the Jayhawk fans in Denver showed up. They ran over to Boulder and said, we're here. Let's go. And so that was nice to see them have that kind of crowd support. But I think the story of this game is, 1, Jacques Vaughn handled business. 2, Darren Peterson wasn't vintage, turned an ankle. Kansas still got the win.
Yep.
Now you hope the ankle's okay and move forward. And then for the Cats, man, you know, like, this was a chance to be like, okay, we've been bad, but we ain't bottom feeders. All that game did against Utah is basically show you that, you know, it's a debate who's the worst team in the league.
Yeah,
and that's a big problem.
The one thing they got done, they got the goose egg off the scoreboard or the standings board. That's about all. That is
a low bar, my friend. A low bar, but
and
that is you need to get it done. And maybe we always talk about undefeated teams die hard. Maybe winless teams, it's hard to win, and so maybe that will be the moral of the story. You know, now the floodgates open, but they're already double-digit dogs to Kansas.
Yeah.
So I don't see where we
home
inspired a lot with that one, but they found a way to win. They got it done. So onward and upward, you hope, for the K-State Wildcats. 913-3-810-810. Got a couple of lines open. Got a few folks online right now. We'll take your phone calls next. 913-3-810-810. You're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
Did you Google it?
I did.
What does it say?
The testicles.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, get over to your neighborhood hen house. You know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. If you're looking for a romantic dinner for two, you can order that online at henhouse.com. The Delicatessen does those holiday dinners. They do them all the time. Just order it in advance. You can have a nice romantic dinner for two or more if you want to bring some friends and family over. Let Hen House do all the cooking. You enjoy the romance this Valentine's Day. If you're looking for some great specials, there's always great specials. Go to henhouse.com to see all these specials. Always great savings as well. Save $1 on Conecuh smoked sausage, selected variety, 16 ounces. That's just $5.99. How about the boneless, skinless chicken breast? You know they win taste test after taste test. They're raised right in our very own backyard, down in Ozark country. You'll taste the freshness. It's only $2.99 a pound. You're saving $1.30 per pound right there on those chicken breasts. How about saving $3 per pound on pork tenderloin? Sold in Cryovac. It's only $2.99 a pound. My recommendation, what we do in my house, we buy a couple. One ends up on the table that night. One ends up in the freezer for later on. And if you love seafood, you'll love going back to the meat counter at your neighborhood hen house. Crab legs, shrimp, how about some lobster tails? They got it all back there, and always specials on seafood as well. Right now you can get the Seabass Sway fillets. They're 10 ounces, only $3.99 a pound. All these prices are good till January 25th. So don't wait. Come on out to your neighborhood hen house. Get online to henhouse.com and see all these specials and a lot more. It's all at Hen House. Online at henhouse.com. Hen House, now 100% teammate owned.
Fellas, the new year is here, and improving your health is probably high on your list. But when you are tired all the time, not sleeping well, struggling in the gym, or dealing with brain fog, staying motivated can feel impossible. Those symptoms may not just be aging. They could be signs of low testosterone. Low T affects more men than you think. Starting in your 30s, testosterone levels decline every year, and it happens so gradually that you may not realize why you don't feel like the same man you once were. Heartland Men's Health specializes in diagnosing and treating low T and has helped many men reclaim their energy, focus, strength, and sex drive. Within weeks, many men feel sharper, stronger, more rested, and more productive. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes lab work, testosterone, and a medical consult with a licensed provider. If you sign up for testosterone treatment the same day, your visit is free. Heartland Men's Health has locations in North Kansas City, Overland Park, and Independence. Call 844-447-6600 or visit them online at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, this is Terry from Zarda Barbecue. Come into Zarda today and try my favorite sandwich, the Turkey Crunch. Our turkey's deep fried, sliced thin, topped with
Such a great song.
It's one of your favorites.
This is my all-time favorite AC/DC song. If I was in a car, I'd probably be going about 90 right about now.
It's no Deedin Doodin, but...
No, this is so much better than Deedin Doodin.
913-381-810, the phone number, taking your phone calls, talking some college hoops, talking some Chiefs football. We always say it. KU, State, Missouri, Chiefs, Royals, Sporting. Always a topic here on the program. 913-381-810. Let's go to the phones. Sean wants to lead us off today. You're on the program, Sean. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Hey, listen, I don't know about y'all. If you guys caught the Arctic blast, I know from Philly to Jersey to New York, we just caught that Arctic blast, so I don't know what the weather is like there.
We had it for a couple of days. We're getting a little bit of a reprieve. We're probably going to push towards 50 today, but then we go, I think, the single digits. I think we're cooler tomorrow, but then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think we're in we're below 20 for highs.
Yeah, we're getting a snowstorm out here. But hey, Soren, so I'm calling today. I just want to start with the playoff game. I don't want to see Denver go to the Super Bowl. I really don't.
God,
I hope the Patriots do. I know Denver has that backup quarterback playing this weekend. I am hoping that they lose to the Patriots. I'd rather see the Patriots win than Denver. That way, we still have the bragging rights that we were the last team to win the Super Bowl in the AFC.
And with the Broncos, if they win a championship, they would tie the Chiefs with 4. Right? I don't like the idea of the Patriots getting a 7th, but
I'd rather see them than Denver. But another thing, Soren, just going into the off season, what do you think the move is in the off season as far as like free agents move, trades? Do you think we move on from McDuffie? I don't know what the situation with Chris Jones is. I don't know if we could walk away that easily. But you think it's a wise move that the Chiefs would reconsider trade offers for McDuffie?
Yes, I think they would. I think they have to. I think in a sense, not that they're shopping. I don't think they're shopping Trent McDuffie. I mean, listen, the word last training camp was that they were exploring an extension. And I'm sure that they will talk about that as well, because otherwise, we'll see. This is when you would generally give the extension. We know that the Jets gave it to Sauce Gardner last year, and so it's due to give him the extension now. And if you give him an extension, you can bring his number down, but his fifth-year number is only $13 million because he did not go to the Pro Bowl. He was an All-Pro, but didn't go to the Pro Bowl. So the number's pretty palatable. And so I think from that standpoint, if you trade him, that is something that somebody would be getting an elite corner at a reasonable price. But I don't think they're going to be out there shopping Trent McDuffie. I would like for them to listen.
My reason to asking that is just because of where we're drafting at. So, the more draft capital, the better. And just one more thing, Soren. I just want to go back to the Buffalo game, the way Josh Allen cried at the end of the game on the post game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is it for Allen? Like, I mean, this was his. He had a clear pathway, a clear runway to get to the Super Bowl. No Burrow, no Mahomes, no what's the guy? Lamar Jackson. I mean, was he crying for himself, or was he crying because he knew this was it for him and McDermott's term?
I think. Well, first of all, he was just disappointed, right? But I think he knew what it meant. He knew that there was no Lamar. All the things you just said, he knew was out there. Do I think he was crying because he thinks he'll never get back to that point? No. I think he's probably confident that he'll get back to that point very soon. I don't think you've reached the levels that guys like him and Patrick Mahomes are at, and not be confident that you're going to play well, that you're going to do well.
I also would push back a little bit. I don't know that having to win 3 road games would be considered a clear runway. But
no, it's not.
He had the biggest obstacles, but
they did that to themselves.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it was,
and they've had plenty of times to reassess that and get up a game plan to try to beat Mahomes or Jackson, and they haven't did it. But hey, listen, guys, I'll listen off air.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Sean. We appreciate it. Hunker down there and get through the storm that's going on there in Jersey. Look, I think it was a frustration from the game and the season.
Yeah.
Right? There was still
that close. I think he had a potentially game-winning completion. And
there was still a point where, at that point, any frustration he had from ending up as the 6th seed, you can't express it when you still have a chance to win.
Yeah.
And so there was frustration that they let opportunities go, that with no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes, with the Chiefs and Ravens not presenting a threat, that they could not rise up and be the number one seed, that the New England Patriots came from worst to first in front of them. I think it was all that. It was the frustration of an entire season, and I think when you do not have a championship, I think it hits even harder because now it's the frustration of an entire career.
Yep.
And I will go back to what I said about the way Mahomes' career took off. In year 2, can he be the MVP? Yep. Could he statistically dominate? Yep, 5,050. Year 3, can he win the big one? Yep. So much pressure's gone. And Josh Allen's still the guy that can't win the big one. That's the most important one for a player. And I think you saw all that emotion boil over at that moment. Simon, you're in the program. What's going on, Simon?
Hey, gentlemen. I've got a comment about the Chiefs, and then I wanted to talk K-State basketball.
Okay, let's do it.
With you.
Yeah.
The first part, it's been amusing for me listening to people get worked up about accountability when wealthy white men in positions of power are concerned, but I think that's the wrong meeting that I'm making that comment in. Bieniemy, I worry that that's going to be looked back on as the moment the game really starts to pass him by. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't have a good feeling about it. So,
wait, so the hiring of Bieniemy is the mark that the game is passing Andy Reid by?
I worry that and I know the stakes are so high here and everything's going to go into your notebook, but yeah, I really do feel like that might be the moment where he's content on what he's doing. He has a ton of confidence based on his record, but if he's not continuing to innovate, and he must be really banking on the last couple of years that Bieniemy will really be able to bring something that they've been missing. I don't know necessarily on the offensive side of it, but if he's just going to focus on the running backs and do his thing, that's how I think about it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment if it goes south, right? Now, we did a podcast, our Red Golden Bull, me and Jeff Chadilla and Sam McDowell were a couple of episodes ago where we basically did a draft, and we each had to come up with a reason why the Chiefs' season went the way it was. So we ended up basically coming up with 15 reasons why, 5 each, why the Chiefs' season went the way it went. And there was penalties. You could call that discipline, something that they've talked about and alluded to Eric Bieniemy. Wrapping up, I'll say that Sam McDowell pointed out that offensive penalties under Eric Bieniemy had 1 year that it was 22nd. The rest of the time they were top 10. So the idea that the Eric Bieniemy offensive coordinator era was one where they were super efficient and they never made a mistake, that's erroneous. But, as far as accountability, what the fans see, barking at a guy on the sideline when he does something wrong, I think they do bring that. I think it's clear. They went out and got Eric Bieniemy. When Patrick Mahomes said someone who's going to hold people accountable, I don't know that that's in the game as much as it is in practice. Like, they were sloppy at times. They fired a wide receiver coach. We can assume that they didn't think the wide receivers were playing well. Is that because the wide receiver coach, who was a young first-time NFL coach, wasn't holding them accountable? Now it's a 53-year-old veteran that's been a passing game coordinator and spent 10 years coaching the Patriots and wears 3 Super Bowl rings. Go ahead and try to talk crap to that guy. It ain't going to happen. And Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice strike me as receivers that probably could use some tough love, right? Is it a running back room that got soft because a wide receiver was coaching them? I don't know. They're making a change there. So, look, if what happens is going to write the narrative. If they win, they brought back the enforcer for Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the schemer and the grandpa to go to that everybody loves and loves to play for and doesn't want to let down. And Eric Reid's the guy that kicks you in the ass when you need it. That will be the story that's written, and for the most part, it will be accurate. If it doesn't go that way, it will be that Andy Reid, in my opinion, a term I like to use, is starting to believe his own BS. That it's like, no, I decide what is success. Instead of looking for what is the riddle to success, I just decide, I make a move, and that makes it success. That's what usually happens with coaches, not just older coaches, but coaches at the end of the run. And I think there's no doubt, I've said this all week, there's no doubt that this is a bolder move than people realize. It seems like it's easy and safe, right? It's safe in the sense that Eric Bieniemy knows where the locker room is. He knows where the film room is. He knows how to run the projector. He knows where the coffee is. He knows what time lunch is served. Like, it's safe from that standpoint. You don't have to go hold his hand on everything. But it is not safe in the sense that this guy's going to come in with new ideas. I'm bringing in a guy who has a track record of success away from this building because he does not have a track record of success as an offensive coordinator away from Arrowhead. And if the success that he had at Arrowhead was because of Andy Reid, and Andy Reid has now slipped, there's nothing at his time in Washington where he was fired. Not all his doing. Some of it his, maybe a small part of it only. But he was fired at UCLA. He didn't make the UCLA offense so good that they didn't get fired there. They all got fired there. He was part of success in Chicago as the running backs coach, and the running backs played well. But Ben Johnson is the juice on the offense. And so, if you bring in a Mike McDaniel, whom the Chargers did, who was a guy that we had talked about would be, I'd like to see that quirky guy come here because he's really can coordinate a run game, and did a lot with Tua. What would he do with the ultimate weapon at quarterback? So I think it's a bolder move, and I think it's one that will, if it doesn't work, there's no excuses. I don't know there's no human shield. If it didn't work with Mike McDaniel and be like, well, we tried him, but he ain't speaking our language. Now we're going to go get Eric Bieniemy, or now we're going to go get Doug Peterson. Does anybody think Eric Bieniemy was going to get an offensive coordinator job anywhere else? There are 10 of them at least, 11 or 12 when you count the Chiefs, and all the new jobs needed an OC, and one or two other offensive coordinators that have been fired.
Bucks and Lions.
If he wasn't going to get another job, then he'd have been the running back coach in Chicago last year or a coordinator in college next year, and you could have gone and gotten him after you said, let's go try to bring in some new ideas. Now, Chad O'Shea is new ideas. He's Kevin Stefanski. He's Bill Belichick. He's new ideas. Hopefully that, and Eric Bieniemy brings 1 year of being with Johnson. Hopefully that is enough new ideas molded with Andy Reid to make it work. But I think this is the year that you get a get-out-of-jail-free card for all your success. I don't think you'll be fired after one more bad season, but you will enter 27 in a make-or-break year if 26 does not go well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I didn't mean to make most of the conversation about this, but I caught Mike DeCourcy this morning talking about Tomlin's reluctance to surround himself with the best and the brightest in the latter years of his tenure. So that's what brought that kind of that thought to mind. So, do you need to go, or do you want to?
No, go ahead. Finish your point.
Okay. So, where this started for me, I started talking with fans from different generations and trying to gauge how they're viewing what's going on with Tang. Some of the folks, they had their fandom galvanized during the Jack Hartman era, and others were on campus for Tom Asbury and the Heart of the Wooldridge garbage, which was the lowest overall, and I think lowest league records since the Tex Winter era during World War II. So the part of the group is saying, hey, we want to play KU hard every year, be roughly 500 in league, and if we go to the dance every couple of years, that's kind of where they view the program, and best I could coin it, the high-quality mediocrity that they want to celebrate. And then I have other fans who are saying, if he's still there on May 2nd, this is completely unacceptable. So,
you're a K-State fan?
I went to K-State for a couple of years. I'm a KU fan, married to a K-State girl. I just like good basketball, so it's just disheartening to see them.
So here's the gauge I would ask them. Ask your friends how much they'll pay to cover the $18 million it would take to walk now.
Right, because I think most of the donors are part of the money people are looking fondly back on that Hartman era, that kind of galvanized their fandom and their engagement in the program, or even Lon Kruger, and they're not seeing it now. So I don't know how much of it is longing for yesteryear without recognizing that the game has drastically changed from just a management, a recruitment, a financial standpoint. So no, I know they're trying to put multiple kids through Taekwondo in college, so they don't have any scratch laying around. So it's and same boat here. But I worry that they are that they're just looking they're looking backwards instead of really, first and foremost, a KSU alum in the Wake Forest area. They need to put a bag of poo on John Curry's doorstep for running off Frank Martin, because that kind of seems like the butterfly effect event that brings us to now.
Yeah.
But
I think you hit on it. Simon, I'm going to let you go, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, gentlemen. Well,
Yep, you bet. Great stuff. Always enjoy the conversation with you, my friend. And look, it's $18 million to walk. Now, there are some people that'll tell you, like when Texas A&M paid, was it $65 million or $80 million to walk on Jimbo Fisher? It was attendance was coming down. It's like, can you afford to not fire him? Was the way people put it. Now, they went out and hired the Duke head coach who'd been the head coach for like 5 minutes. The first contract they gave
Mike Elko.
Mike Elko was not, they got a bit of a break. Like they hired a prospect.
Yeah.
So like there's two steps. Okay, you can get the $18 million to fire him. How much are you going to have to go hire somebody? If what you're going to have is $2.5 million to go hire a prospect, are you better? Has Jerome Tang learned his lessons? Gene Taylor made us think that in the summer that no, he'd figured out don't just go late, build a team, pay early, get your guys. It's not working. And I'm going to be honest with you, pay $18 million to run him off and then tell Colin Klein, we ain't got no money to pay for your football players because we're paying off Jerome Tang. So it's a complicated web.
Rough spot.
I do think Gene Taylor's name is going to be a part of this because I think Gene Taylor, in my opinion, made it pretty clear. I don't know how long Gene Taylor wants this job based upon how he spoke around the firing of Chris Klieman, which I'm going to tell you I've never heard. I've never heard anything like that. Of course, we've never seen times like this in college athletics.
True.
With the change that he's having to deal with. And I think Gene Taylor's a bright guy and a really good athletic director. And again, Reed's a bright guy and a really good coach. It was time for him to go in Philly. I'm not saying we're there at K-State, but this contract, I get what the contract was, the idea was. Listen, they really didn't give him a whole lot more in salary when Arkansas called. What they gave him was security. They said, look, we're not going to match what Arkansas will give. But what we're going to do is make sure that you're here for a while. Do you want a home? You want a place where you can be comfortable? We got a coach we think we're comfortable with. You got a home here. And they gave him this massive buyout. Right now, you're in the get-it-right business. When you're in Gene Taylor's job, this doesn't look like you got it right. I think in all likelihood, no matter what, you're going to give him another year. I don't think you can risk not having money for Colin Klein. I think you want Colin Klein to hit the ground running. He's one of your favorite sons. I think you want to avoid the Scott Frost situation in Nebraska at all costs. So the cheapest path forward with basketball is with Jerome Tang. And so to me, I think there's limited resources for every program. I don't think the resources are near as big at K-State as they are at Michigan. They're bigger at K-State than they are other places. But I think you need to circle the wagons and make sure your football coach gets off on a good start. And so if you've got a billionaire, and they have billionaires in their group, if he wants to write the $18 million ticket, $18 million price tag, while giving another $5-10 million to, bringing in talent on the college football side, then by all means. If you've got a T. Boone Pickens that money is no object, and there's many guys that money's no object, but Andy will give it to you.
Yeah, that's the key part.
Then you can make a change at both. But I would question whether or not you can do both financially. And I would make sure that Colin Klein and football is taken care of. Because I do think one of the mumbled about, whispered about problems with keeping Chris Klieman happy at K-State was the amount of money that was being spent on basketball. The amount of money that was being spent on basketball and not returning dividends. I heard that a number of times. And so you do not need Colin Klein sideways right out of the gates. I think you want to know, you've got a coach that's a fine prospect, but he's been an OC for 4 years? Mm-hmm. Like 2 at A&M and a couple at K-State. Maybe I'm shorting him 3, 4, 5 years, but he's never been a head coach.
No.
So he's a prospect. And he's going to need, he's going to make mistakes. It'll be a lot easier to survive those mistakes, keep the momentum going if he's got really good talent on his roster.
The program with Soren Petro.
I wouldn't say that.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. My man Gary Joslin is Kansas City's best when it comes to, basically putting a smile on anyone's face that you want to give the great gift of jewelry. Why wouldn't you? Joslin's Jewelry is Kansas City's best. For almost 50 years, they've been your go-to for exquisite jewelry and the most exceptional service. Friendly, you're treated like family the moment you walk in the door. Part of that's because it's a family-owned business. Locally owned and operated for, like I said, almost 50 years. Gary works there. Gary's wife works there. Gary's daughter works there. Some of his staff, they're like family to Gary. They've been there for more than 30 years. Unique jewelry designs? Yeah, you bet. Not the same ring that's in 200 different stores all across the country in those big box stores. Unique jewelry. Plus, Gary Joslin stands behind every piece. And he's a real jeweler. He's done tens of thousands of repairs, appraisals, whatever you need a jeweler for. They are truly a jeweler. Voted Kansas City's best jewelry store. Why would you go anywhere else? Valentine's Day is right around the corner, people. All kinds of great gifts. Whether you're looking for those birthstone pieces, do you have, whatever it might be. I don't know what month it is, but they've got hundreds to choose from for each and every month. How about pearl necklaces, tennis bracelets? How about diamond stud earrings, stackable necklaces, engagement rings? If it's time to pop that question, Valentine's Day, a lot of people do that. Almost 1,000 to choose from. Joslin's is your go-to. It's the only place me and my family go. They're on the southeast corner of 95th and Antioch. Very easy to find, very easy to walk in and come away smiling. Very happy. We've been thrilled with every purchase we've ever gotten at Joslin's Jewelry. You will as well. Go to 95th and Antioch today. Find them online at joslinsjewelry.com. Joslin's Jewelry, the gold standard in fine jewelry.
Looking for the ultimate destination for sports, entertainment, and family fun? Welcome to Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. Experience world-class sports facilities, including an ice rink, turf field, and state-of-the-art courts. Plus, enjoy thrilling entertainment options like arcade games, laser tag, bowling, and sports simulators. And when you're ready to relax, head to our bar and grill. Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk, where sports and entertainment collide.
When it comes to
Nine 810-810. You're in the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, taking your phone calls at 913-810-810. Let's go to Jerry, waiting patiently. You're in the program, Jerry. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, guys. Good afternoon. I'm a simple kind of person, so I have a couple simple questions. But right off the bat, I'm thankful Eric Bieniemy is back, but my brother is not. Do you think Kurtis will do a survey on what percentage of Chiefs fans are happy that Eric Bieniemy's back?
Yeah, we can do that. I can put a poll out. I'll put a poll out at the break, and we'll see.
Or we can just wait until Frank opinions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's already out there.
I'll be listening. But question I have, do you think that the Chiefs have already decided they're not coming back to St. Joe now, or do you think that they'll work it out another year, come back for training camp until they get something set up in Olathe, or do you think it's just over now and they're going to do something different? And the last question, I'll listen off the air, but when do you guys think you'll start, when does training camp for the Royals start, spring training, and when do you guys start covering it? And I appreciate you taking my call.
You bet, Jay. Thanks for the call, and I appreciate the time. February 9th for spring training opens up early for the players that are going to play in the World Baseball Classic. So usually guys are there hanging out, working out beforehand. So, that's when it gets going. Usually it's about 4 or 5 days after that they usually get the whole squad is in, and then I think full squad's 4 or 5 more days after that. Because the 9th is the day after the Super Bowl, and it's usually like pitchers and catchers report, like generally speaking, the Thursday or Friday after the Super Bowl. So they're coming in a little bit early because of the World Baseball Classic this year, and yes, we will be reporting from there. Looking forward to it because I like what the Royals have done this offseason. As far as training camp, I think it's going to be in St. Joe until they open the training complex in Olathe, which who knows. That should be completed on time. That's one of the reasons why they wanted to meet the deadline. It's one of the reasons why Kansas had the end of the year deadline, is they wanted to make sure they had time to get it all built so that there could be a seamless transition from the end of the lease. The Chiefs always said that they would see the end of the lease. The Royals started this process talking about leaving before the lease was done. That would, of course, would mean they would have to have been in Kansas City, Missouri, in Jackson County to make that work, and we continue to wait on that front. But I think the Chiefs will be in St. Joe until they get the Olathe complex open. At that point, then I do think that's where they'll move it to. Tom, you're in the program. What's going on, Tom?
Well, I was going to talk about the Chiefs, but you got me thinking about K-State basketball. And as a KU fan, I think if you want to look at anything in history that would say, this is where the problem lies, it would be when they fired Dana Altman in the early 90s. Things haven't been great ever since. They had a couple of good years with Frank Martin, but
I would say 4 tournaments in 5 years with an Elite Eight and a Sweet 16 was a pretty good run. And if you'd kept him in place, he kept it going at South Carolina. That's one of the worst basketball jobs you can have. And he took them all the way to a Final Four. I think I'm with you. Letting go of Dana Altman did prove clearly to have been a mistake. But I think Dana Altman's eyes wandered, and a little bit they wandered at Creighton. I think he always aspired to more than K-State, so I don't think that marriage was going to last forever. But I think Frank Martin could have lasted forever if he had an athletic director that embraced him.
Yeah, but, they like the home and hearth down there in Manhattan, so more power to them. As far as the Chiefs, I've heard a lot of buddies, they're complaining about Eric Bieniemy, and I get it. It's not sexy. It's not the big name guy with the new the new play calls that we haven't seen here in quite a while. But, if historically speaking, with him running our offense or just being at the table with our offense and having a decent wide receivers coach with what we used to have in someone like a Greg Lewis, which is what we kind of have now, I think it's only going to improve. I can't see it not getting better for sure. Now, do I think maybe we need some new ideas? Of course. But Andy Reid is still Andy Reid, and there are some guys out there.
Can I ask you why it will definitely get better?
Well, for one...
And I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying I would not take backing up off the table in my view of it. Now, off just Eric Bieniemy. Now, I like the Chad O'Shea hire. I think that's a really good one. That gives me confidence. I like the high draft picks that they have. But I do think this cap is going to be tough to manage. I'm hoping they take it on the chin this year so they're in better shape in 27 and 28 and don't just push it back. But, I'm looking at a text from a friend of mine who worked in sports at the highest level and said, if Eric Bieniemy is so great, why'd they let him get away 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Which is a fair point.
It is a fair point, but I also think that everyone that we've ever replaced on the offensive side of the ball has been good except for the last 3 years. Meaning, after all the success, we're there at the last weekend of the Super Bowl. There aren't a lot of guys and new coaches to pick from. Everyone's gone that's good, right?
Yes.
So I think that's part of it, and I think we've helped ourselves in that round. I think a lot of this also is going to look at our GM and Veach. He's got to hit on these draft picks, especially, if he does go ahead and takes another receiver, which I don't think he will. But if he does pick a high-end receiver in either the first or second round this year, he's got to hit on these guys both on and off the field.
I do think that, all you got to do is look at Indiana as to how important the off-the-field part of the equation is. Hopefully that's getting cleaned up. But hopefully Rashee Rice, we've not seen him have a problem. We saw an accusation that to this point seems to have gone away. But, I do think Eric Bieniemy, I think there's a problem in the wide receiver room. And I think Eric Bieniemy is one that will hold people accountable. I think when Xavier Worthy steps out of bounds on a ball that's, laid in perfectly by Patrick Mahomes and he can't tap his toes and keep him in, which he has done, by my count, at least 3, if not 4 times, on what were very catchable balls that he couldn't get in, I think Eric Berry's going to blow up on him. Right? Yep. I think he'll blow up on him when he screws it up in practice.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of good that is going to come with Eric Bieniemy. What my question though is, I don't know that any scheme comes with Eric Bieniemy, and so if there was a scheme problem, that's going to have to come from Andy Reid, 1 year of experience with Ben Johnson and with Chad O'Shea. Those are the only changes right now. I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you for the call. Sorry, we're running short on time. If you had some more, give us a call. We'll be taking calls all through the week, so look forward to chatting you some more. But, look, I don't think Eric Bieniemy is a cheat code. I don't think he's a bad hire. He's qualified for the job. They've had great success with him, but that doesn't mean they're going to have success now. I do think the game has evolved. We'll see. Does his Ben Johnson time help? Yes. Did he get enough of it? I do really like the wide receiver hire, though. So the wide receiver coach hire. So I think that's going to be a positive. We'll see what it all adds up to in the long run. We'll see where we go with the feud. It's coming next. We're going to need a contestant to play the feud.
All right, from 1973 to 78, 6 seasons. How many different teams played in the NFC Championship game? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
for The Feud.
The Feud is brought to you by Nick and Jake's. With 3 locations, enjoy great food on either side of the state line. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, Nick and Jake's is Kansas City's home for great food and sports. Nick and Jake's, nickandjakes.com.
On your mark, let's start The Feud.
All right, we have a contestant already. I like that. I like when people are prompt.
Nice.
We already have our contestant locked and loaded. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you. Time now for The Feud. Nick and Jake's is what you're playing for, Nick and Jake's. It is your place to enjoy great food on either side of the state line. 3 locations, whether it's dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Nick and Jake's, KC's home for great food and sports. Nick and Jake's. Visit them online at nickandjakes.com. We welcome in, because Todd Lebo's on assignment. He's in Topeka.
Yes, he says for the second time in his life.
That's not true.
That's what he says.
It's only the second time in his life?
I don't know if it's true or not.
Both times have been regarding with the Chiefs and their stadium.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what he said.
There's a little gathering today talking about the deal and how it's going to work and kind of some grandstanding and victory lap taking, but also laying out some of the details of how it's all going to work. Todd Lebo will be reporting later.
Questions about traffic flow and what kind of development is going to be around what, and it's pretty dry, but there's some little nuggets in there.
Flow is important.
Yes.
We know. There's a number of commercials here on the station that will point that out to you.
Yeah, one guy said we need to make sure that we get people into the parking lot. We need to get them in effectively. And I realized later he meant in effectively. And I was like, hang on, what?
Because that's
we need to park them effectively.
Yes.
Get them to the parking effectively.
Yes. Because at the current place, they do get them ineffectively. They get them out ineffectively. For anybody who's tried to leave a Chiefs game.
Are you a tailgater? Do you like to pop all your stuff out?
I'm not. I like my back patio a lot. I like doing all that out on my back patio, but I'm not a big fan of hauling it somewhere else and doing it.
We built a bar downstairs that we tailgate on as well.
Yeah.
But I did like tailgating back in the day when I had my tickets. I thought it was fun. Kyle, you're young. You probably like you some tailgate.
Yeah, honestly, I do a lot more at the K.
Really?
In Arrowhead. Well, I go to a lot more games, so yeah.
Would you be willing to pay extra to get a second spot? If they said, we're not doing this, like you just put your crap over 2 spots, would you pay extra for a second spot to have more room to tailgate?
I personally would, because my group and I, we like to play a little cornhole.
Okay.
I wonder if there'll be a designated tailgate lot where the spots are like 1.5 times the size.
I think they should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a lot of space over there. I think they should do it.
Sure.
I think it'd be great. I think people would eat it up. I think it'd be a great setup for folks. I mean, I think if that's what you want it to be, like they were adamant that whatever the plan was, they needed to keep the tailgate tradition alive. So don't just keep it alive, make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm all for it.
They can do it.
Yeah, we'll see if they do it. The Drake is in for Lebo. It's time to play the Feud. We have a contestant. That contestant has a name. His name is Ty. Ty, how are you, sir?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing very good. You no doubt have heard the Feud before. You know you have a choice to make. Who are you going to play with? Are you going to play with Kurtis? Are you going to play with the wild card, the Drake, or are you going to play with me?
Boy, I'm feeling wild. I'll go with the Drakester.
There it is. All right. Nice who's going to go first?
Ty, you go first.
Okay. Ty will lead off because the Drake is not like Kurtis and hem and haw for 5 minutes. He just designates. There's the leadership. You know he's management around here, Ty. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He's lower of a totem pole.
Yeah, so you got a guy. You just watch management in action right there. Kurtis and I will hem and haw because we're a couple of putzes. Oh, well. Okay, me against Ty. Kurtis against the Drake. Got that, Kyle? Me against Ty. Kurtis against the Drake. Let's do this.
All right, Ty, let's test your buzzer real quick.
Ty.
There it is.
There it is, yeah. Working perfectly.
Decisive. All right. More decisive.
You want to know why? Because the Drake fixed it last night.
Give me Ty. Give me Soren. 7 answers on the board here. Name something a bank robber needs to do his job.
Petro.
Ty.
I'll give it to Soren.
Oh. A weapon.
The number 1 answer, a weapon.
Okay.
Pass or play.
Curtis, do you want to play?
Yeah.
We're going to play.
A disguise.
I'll give it to you. A mask, number 2.
Mask, yeah. Getaway vehicle.
Getaway car, number 4.
Gotta get. Go on, get.
Let's see. Phrase the question again.
Name something a bank robber needs to do his job.
An accomplice?
Did not make the list.
A mate. How many guys do it solo?
Well, I mean,
the good ones do.
I don't think he's just stuffing a couple of bucks in his pocket, so he needs a bag.
A money bag, number 3.
I'm going to say floor plan for the bank. He wants to find out where the vault is.
The plans. Good work.
The plan. Yeah, he gave you a little love on that.
Yeah, I had written plan. I thought, well, that might be the other thing.
I had that down. So how many more we got?
2 more. And I don't think you're going to like them.
Well, I think one, I mean, this would be part of the plan, but a lot of times they like to hand the teller a note. I'll say a note. No? Okay.
Great. It's on me now. Wonderful. Doug Stewart just sent us a wonderful text. I'll let you decide if you want to read it. I'm going to say
No, I think he sent you one because it didn't come to me.
How about not a drop point, but like where are you going to meet up? A meet-up spot.
The ETA.
No.
The rendezvous point.
The rendezvous.
Yeah.
Meet me at the Mission at midnight.
Yeah.
We'll divvy up there.
Over to the Drake and Ty for the steal.
Refreshments. I like the 90s rock reference.
Yeah, thank you.
Ty, what are you thinking? You got something?
I mean, I don't know, somewhere to transfer the money to, or
We can go with that. We can go with that.
I don't know, or let's think here. We're gonna think a little more.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a getaway route. Is there some sort of route maybe?
Sure. Did you guys already say an accomplice, a different name?
Yeah.
Accomplice, disguise are off the board. Route would go into plan. That's off the board.
Okay.
Is a mask considered a...
yeah, he's
mask
mask and disguise. Yeah.
Drake, you ought to be good at this. You were a petty thief back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But this is bank robbery. This is more chiefaholic type area.
Unlike that was thieving that Kurtis does with the paychecks around here.
Or some, I don't know. I really don't know.
Let's go with that.
What'd he say?
Ty, what'd you have there?
I would just say in a disguise.
We've already had that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
good call, Drake. You're excellent. Your management skills are really paying off.
Thank goodness.
That's going to be 90 points to Soren and Kay. What you missed? Number 6 is you're cool. Got to stay cool.
Got to stay cool.
Composure.
Hey.
Number 7.
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
There you go.
Be cool.
Number 7 is the bank.
You need the bank. You could get an armored car or something.
Yeah,
I've seen
true.
TV.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know what's going on out
there. It did
there.
specifically say a bank robbery.
No, that is true. Okay, good point.
All right, moving on. Give me the Drake and give me Kurtis.
By the way, Drake, if you get beat to the buzzer by Kurtis,
I know.
It's like official.
I know.
Just go ahead and have the heart attack because you're dead.
6 answers on the board. Name me someone who could really steal a base.
Curtis.
K-Dog.
Oh, my Lord.
Willie Wilson.
Willie Wilson, number 2 on the list. Drake, can you beat him?
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky, number 1.
There you go. There you go. I can't really rip you for number 2 in the local line.
I
Okay.
wouldn't care.
Sure you would. Lay awake at night.
Ty, you got a good base thief?
You gonna play or you gonna pass?
I say we play. I got it.
We play.
Yeah.
We play.
All right, go ahead, Ty.
Can I say Willie McGee?
You can, but he's not on the list. Strike 1.
I'll go with the same squad and say Vince Coleman.
Vince Coleman, number 5.
There we go.
Ty, you got anybody else?
I mean, can you say... Let's see here. I mean, can you say the same squad and say Lou Brock?
Strike 2, not on the
Ooh, I had that one down.
Tim Raines?
Rock Raines not there. Wow.
3.
Okay, that's 3.
That's
3 strikes.
Over to Soren and Kay, looking for number 6.
I had all
The
those.
last 2 I had.
I had all those. I have Ichiro. I have Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, that's pretty
I have
good.
Carlos Beltran. He just made the Hall of Fame yesterday. When do these? Are you robbing? Are we still stealing Adam Dravetta questions?
No. These are the ones I put out last night.
These are fresh.
Tom,
fresh, hot out of the oven.
Tom Goodwin. Too far back.
No, I think for Royals, since Willie's gone, I'd say Bobby or Beltran. Ichiro. Who else has won stolen base titles here late? Like, no one does it anymore.
Yeah. Bobby's not bad, just because he's Royal. I can't think of anybody from the past that.
Well, Beltran had about the highest.
Yeah.
Billy Butler. Did it in the World Series.
True.
Beltran did have like the highest percentage.
Terrence Gore? No.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Dyson?
Gore and Dyson aren't bad. Yeah.
Salvi?
Are we done?
Probably not.
Are you done with the humor? Where do you want to go, Curtis? It's up to you. It's a lot more fun when I rip you.
Draw Dyson.
Dyson,
Wow.
number 3 on the board.
3. Nice work.
That is going to be 85 over to Soren and
we're not doing so well, Ty.
The answers you missed. Number 4, Carlo Beltran. Number 6, Terrence Gore.
Okay.
Bobby did not make the list.
Bobby. They're not down with Bobby. Okay.
Like Bob.
Well, no love for Bob. Maybe he needs to put in a little work, huh? You know?
All right, back over to Ty and Soren.
All right.
7 answers on the board. Name a TV/movie streaming service.
Ty.
Ty.
Netflix.
Number 1.
All right.
Drake and Ty, pass or play?
I think we can play this.
Play, sure.
So I get to go here. I'll say Amazon Prime.
Did not make the list.
What?
What the heck
The
is
home
happening?
of Thursday Night Football on a sports radio station did not make the list.
Okay.
Do you sell weed on the side or something? Well, I guess, no, that's all legal now.
And how about YouTube TV?
YouTube TV, number 5.
HBO Max.
HBO Max, number 4.
How about Peacock?
Peacock, number 3.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus, number 6.
How many are left?
Number 2 and number 7.
Number 2 and number 7. What do you got, Ty?
Say the question again. What was the question again?
Name a TV/movie streaming service.
You say Apple Plus?
Number 7.
Oh.
Disney Plus.
Ooh.
Did not make it. That's 2 strikes. One
Yeah.
answer left, Ty. What do you got?
I think I know what it is.
Let's see here. Can you say what's been said again? I'm sorry.
Number 1, Netflix. Number 3, Peacock. 4, HBO. 5, YouTube TV. 6, Paramount. 7, Apple Plus.
If it comes to us, can I look at my credit card bill real quick? Or no? Is that outlawed?
Can I say, how about ESPN Plus?
Oh!
Good effort. Not on the board.
That was one of my 3. All right. The other 2 that I have written down, Curtis, are Hulu and Sling. And I'm leaning towards Sling is, I think, probably second after
Probably so.
a YouTube Plus. But I would think Hulu would be the one, right?
Yeah. I think most people, that's one that most people who, regardless of what they've got Hulu.
Do you Hulu?
I've got Hulu. I Hulu.
Really? What do you watch on Hulu?
Usually some older TV shows like NYPD Blue or MASH or older sitcoms. I don't watch it very often.
Okay.
Because almost everything else I want's on something else.
Hulu.
Number 2.
Yep. Is that enough?
That is a tidy 100.
Oh, hang on. Hold on. Drake.
0 plus 0 plus 0?
Oh, Drake.
Dad.
Yeah.
Lebo is not going to be happy with the whole.
See what happens when you get the third stringer in here?
Wow. Ty, you know what?
Victim.
Yeah, you tried. You felt. Yeah, I know what it was. It was called pity. You took pity on the Drake, and so we're still going to hook you up. We'll get you the smaller version, but we still got little Nick and Jake's for you, my friend. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, hold on, buddy. We'll get some information from you, and you can go enjoy some wonderful, wonderful made-from-scratch food, or maybe just grab you a couple of pops, Corona Light while watching the games. It is a great spot, whether you're dining in, carrying out, or having it delivered. Nick and Jake's, 3 locations around the metro. Find them online at nickandjakes.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
It helps bring your carefully curated grab apps to me on a daily basis.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
FanDuel has turned playoff mode on. all customers get a Profit Boost Pack every NFL playoff game day. That means on championship round this Sunday, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple Profit Boosts waiting for you right there in the app. That's FanDuel.com/local. If you haven't downloaded the app just yet, you should get it down this week to get those playoff boosts and be ready to go. You can pick the matchups you believe in. Listen, if you don't think the Broncos have a snowball's chance, and you know what, with Jarrett Stidham playing quarterback, load up on the Patriots. If you're like me and you think Sam Darnold's going to play well, but he's probably going to throw a pick, you can find that in the app as well. Pick your parlay, pick your money line, pick your over-under, whatever you want, then apply your Profit Boost to get even bigger payouts with the playoffs keep rolling along. It's FanDuel.com/local. Grab your Profit Boost Pack every NFL playoff game day.
21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable Profit Boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having
Welcome back. You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you. Our thanks to the Drake filling in for Todd Lebo on the feud. We're going to be joined by Todd Lebo here in a minute. Todd's appearance always brought to you by our friends at Family Leisure. I don't know if you know this, Kurtis, but it's where family and fun come together.
It is. It's right there. There's an intersection. You can see it. There's family and there's fun.
That's right.
They collide right there at Family Leisure.
Big clearance sale going on right now. Floor models. You can save big. You can always save extra if you mention 810. Let them know you heard about them right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. When it comes to family and fun, nobody does it better than our friends at Family Leisure. Find them online at familyleisure.com. Hot tub, spas, pools. Chilly today. A little bit. We're going to get really cold.
Yeah. But
not too far after that. Spring will be here. You want everything to get back outside, whether that's Gorilla basketball goal. Maybe it's have you been on? When's the last time you were on a trampoline, Kurtis?
I was pretty young.
Really?
Nobody will let me on their trampoline now.
Okay, you're not getting on mine.
No, probably not. You'd like it to continue to operate.
I'd just like to see you try to get in there.
No.
We got a nice one we got during the pandemic at Family Leisure, and it's you got to go up a few steps, and it's got the netting all around it. It's great.
The word "up" eliminated me from activity.
I was amazed at how it was designated that Dad was the one that would clean all the leaves off always.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought that was nice.
It's an honor, right? It's
for sure. Dad paid for it, so I was kind of thinking maybe somebody else might get the leaves.
Somebody
who
uses it but didn't pay for it could do that.
Let's welcome the aforementioned Todd Lebo here to the program. Todd, how are you, my friend?
Doing great. Just hanging out in Topeka, like I love to do.
Why were you there, Todd? Tell everybody what you're doing in Topeka.
We came, let's see, I don't know what exactly you call this. It's a committee meeting, a joint committee meeting with representatives and senators from Kansas, Commerce. And basically we were here because there were some questions that the legislators had for the Chiefs, because you remember on the 22nd is the date they announced that the Chiefs were coming to Kansas, and there's been lots of stuff out there now. They're trying to be transparent, but there were some questions that needed to be answered. So the Chiefs were there, not Clark Hunt or Mark Donovan, but their attorney, Korb, K-O-R-B, Korb Maxwell. He stood and answered a lot of questions. And then Ron Rickman, who is former House of Representatives member from Kansas, who now is a lobbyist for the Chiefs. So they answered some questions of the people there. It was interesting. Went for a little bit, and they listen. The Kansas is excited about having the Chiefs come to town, but there are some questions. The devil's always in the details on these deals. So most of these reps and senators have been getting emails from their constituents going, "What about this? What about this?" So there's a chance for them to ask some of these questions, and it was pretty insightful in some ways. Some ways, there was one point, there was someone from one of the representatives from Topeka asked, kind of basically saying, are the Chiefs and these other teams going to fly out of Topeka? Or are they going to fly out of KCI? I'm like, I don't know, man. Is this the place for this? I doubt if they're flying out of Topeka. I know it's closer now that the Chiefs will be moving to I-435 and 70 on the Kansas side, but that's still really close to. It's actually closer to KCI than the other one was, but. So there were some parts like that. I'm like, what are we doing here? But there were some good questions from folks. And I'll say this. We had a chance to afterwards.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is the airport question not a good question? Because I'm curious. Where are they flying?
No, they didn't have an answer to it. It's not a bad question, but it never occurred to me to think that they were going to make teams drive further to get on a plane than they would the other.
Yeah, so because KCI would be the closest out of the two on the Missouri side, but Gardner Edgerton, I know that's a bigger runway than people may realize, right? I think that one. Does that one? I know they don't.
I don't think there's been any. I don't think anything was in the legislation that said they're going to require teams to fly out of Kansas. Was my point? But the guy asked a question because Forbes Field's a great airport. I guess so.
Where is that?
Right. Forbes Field is in Topeka.
Oh, is it Topeka?
Yeah, they have a big long runway or something. Anyway, but that wasn't as important to me as here's the gist I took from it today.
Well, I guess I brought up, I get the Forbes Field in Topeka if you're leaving from the stadium, but I was taking it as leaving from the training facility, which Gardner Edgerton would be closer. Yeah, and I bring it up because I'm sure somebody's like, well, you got to pay airport fees and all that. Like we're not putting commerce over on the Missouri side when we're flipping the bill. I'm sure that was kind of the mindset behind the question, wasn't it?
Oh, for sure. But as they were quick to remind everyone, the kingdom is not only in Kansas now. The kingdom goes in all states. But
there you go.
Here's my headline for today. They're very confident they're going to get these star bonds paid off way early, under 20 years, close to 15 years, not 30 years. With their projections, that's how they feel.
Now, wait a minute, Todd. I've been hearing a lot of people writing and talking and saying that this deal is just the worst deal ever given, and now the state of Kansas says they're like somebody's wrong here then.
Well, the state of Kansas isn't saying this. The Chiefs' attorney was saying they're going to pay.
Oh,
okay. Now, there's one way to
still
find out.
somebody's wrong.
Build it.
Either the Chiefs' attorney or the people are saying, yeah.
Yeah. So we have to, but you can't decide that today. That'll be decided in the long term.
Right.
They did, and the question is we'll play some sound here in a sec, but that was for me to hear the Chiefs' attorney say that multiple times in front of this committee. That was the important part for me. They're very confident they're going to get these star bonds paid off early. So that'll we'll see in 15, 20 years if they get them paid off early. But they talked about, again, 20,000 jobs for construction, 4,000 permanent jobs, all these kind of things where state income tax will come in. There was an interesting tidbit that I don't think I'd known this before. There's some of the sales tax goes to the CID, which is a district they draw right around. That's the little area where, you put retail and, hotels and all that stuff. The NFL will not allow you to put that tax on actual tickets, which is interesting. They do that because of revenue sharing reasons. But if someone has a concert there, 2% of the ticket price will go to help pay off some of this stuff. But the ticket prices in the NFL tickets, you cannot put that fee on there, which I did not know that before. But there's a reason that the NFL does that as well. There was also some talk about, they will be forming a sports complex authority, and they talked about the reason why that is because it does protect federal taxes for the teams, because they don't want a bunch of federal taxes coming out of the
neither do I, Todd. Can we form a Petro Sports Authority so that I don't have to pay the federal taxes?
Ask Jake Gutierrez. He's got it figured for you.
Does he? So he's got it. Okay, all right. I'll get in touch with Jake. I got his number.
Yeah, you've got that done. But there were some doubters in the crowd as well. I want to play. This is Representative Lynn Melton. She is from Wyandotte County, and she raised a couple of questions during asking. Where some of her constituents were a little bit dubious. And at this point right now, one of the things that I guess they have to pledge, Wyandotte County, the government, and Olathe have to pledge to be a part of this. They don't have to. They can say no. Neither has pledged to be a part of this yet. And you've seen the Wyandotte County Unified Government mayor kind of being a little standoffish at this point right now. They have another 60 days or so to pledge to be in. I think everyone feels Olathe will be in. I think they feel like Wyandotte County will be in as well. But they're a little dubious over there. So this is Lynn Melton afterwards talking to us. Well, before I say this, I'll say this because I want to say this first. Corb Maxwell, I said, hey, do you have a chance to talk? He said, sure. He walked out in the hallway, and he's going to talk to the media. That's the lawyer for the Chiefs from Pocinelli. And then the Chiefs communications person said, no, he's not doing an interview. So
who was the communications person, please?
That's it's not the football people.
Who was the communications person,
David
please?
Higdon. He's the new PR for the big folks there.
Okay.
He said, we're not doing that.
Good to know. We'll know who to ask for.
He said, well, let me know if you have any questions. I said, well, yeah, I have some questions I was going to ask him right now. So maybe we can get Corb Maxwell on the show for you at some point.
That would be nice.
We have a chance to talk to some of the reps, and this is Lynn Melton talking about some of her concerns she has right now about Wyandotte County and the Chiefs.
Well, previously when the Star Bonds was introduced as the Legends, I lived in that area. I went to the community meetings, and we were told that once the bonds are paid off, there's going to be no school bonds being floated, our taxes will go down because we'll have all this revenue. And now the Star Bonds paid off early, that's all fine and dandy, but we've not seen any of that. So I don't have any, I have had very few constituents tell me they are in support of this. Most of them are opposed to it because of the expense and the burden that it brings to the county, which we really, truly can't afford any more burden.
So what does that mean now? I mean, what do you see your outcome being in terms of support?
Well, I want to support it, and like I told them, help me help you. I think Mayor Watson's doing a tremendous job getting the information out there. I think she's at the table asking the right questions. I'm glad that she's open-minded and supportive of it, but she is representing our county, and I feel fully confident that she's at the table asking the right questions.
We're about halfway through on when the localities need to make their pledge to be a part of the Star Bond thing. So what happens if Wyandotte County says, no, we don't want to be a part of contributing to the Star Bond?
I don't really know how that'll work if we say no. I don't know if it'll move forward with us saying no. And I hope we don't say no. I hope we're at the table and we're able to work it out so that it benefits them and us.
Did you have any fears alleviated today with what you heard from the chiefs?
Not really. I mean, I didn't feel like the answers were, like the answer on who pays for the complex if it's demolished, that wasn't really answered. We know the answer, that's the UG. No, not really. But we'll have to work through those questions. Mayor Watson will have to get us a lot of answers, which I think she's doing a great job doing. We'll have to ask the questions and stand until they give us an answer, really. And hopefully they will.
That's Lynn Melton. She's the representative from one of them out in Wyandotte County, with some of the concerns she's gotten from her constituents. And we'll see what happens. But basically, what happens, I think we're going to hear from Sean Tarwater here, who you've had in the studio before. He's from Mountain Johnson County. If they don't pledge to be a part of this, it'll just take a little longer to pay them off. But I think they're pretty confident that both Olathe and Wyandotte County will pledge to be a part of this, because they're the areas right where these facilities will be built.
So is this just a little grandstanding here by some politicians that are, I want to hear some answers. I'm doing my due diligence. I would think this is stuff that was all figured already.
Yeah, there's part of that there. Now, there was quite a bit of grandstanding when they first passed these Star Bonds. I remember watching hours of this, 2 summers ago when they passed these Star Bonds. That's when plenty of grandstanding was going on. And, that's part of the thing. You get your open chance to ask questions, and they did that. And one of the senators asked some questions, and he did say they had to leave early because they had to go to the Senate was going to be open at 2:30. But he said, listen, here's the deal. I was against the Star Bonds to start with, but I'll tell you this now. We need to be together on this and do it the right way. So I think there is generally a good sense of working together with both the Kansas representatives and senators who passed this thing. Because, nothing passes, 100% to zero. But you got to work together afterwards. I think there is a sense of that. Now I want to play a pretty big chunk here of some questions that I got to ask, and some other reporters as well, to Sean Tarwater, who is he was the head of the committee here, and he's been in studio with you. Here's Sean Tarwater.
Do you think you guys did a good job with the transparency today? You think you answered some questions that people have had?
I don't know that we answered all of them, but I think we answered some of the major ones. Everyone was invited to come talk about it and to bubble up the constituent concerns that they're getting. There are some other things out there that probably will be addressed as we go. I can't really think of what they are at this point, but I thought we did a really good job today of outlining what the deal really is.
One of the things I think that popped up that not a lot of people understood at the beginning was the local governments need to pledge to be a part of the Star Bonds, right, in Olathe and Wyandotte County, and they have 60 days to get that done. Neither has said, yes, we're definitely in. What happens if one or both of them don't pledge to be a part of it, I guess?
Well, so there's more than one governing body in the county of Wyandotte, and so it doesn't have to be in Kansas City. It could be anywhere in Wyandotte. And the state of Olathe, or the city of Olathe, from what I understand, is on board, and the school district has decided to participate as well because it'll benefit them. But it's important to note that the local district will be much smaller than what the state drew. And so they only have to support it with that little area that they're going to build around. So if you look at the Dallas Star for their practice facility, it would be like you take the stadium and all the development right around it. That's where they would participate only, not in the whole state area.
The entire place, yeah.
Right.
So, and as far as the boundaries for the just the star bonds in general. I think some people saw some of the stuff in the term sheet at the beginning, and those aren't official yet, right? Exactly where those go. Do you anticipate those getting smaller, bigger? I mean, how do you work the math on that, I guess, to get to where you need to be?
So the math, I think, from what we're hearing on the economic studies so far, the district, the way it's drawn, would pay off and is way under 20 years. And so there's a lot of people out there that are speculating like a 30-year mortgage payment, and that gets pretty expensive. But just like if you want to pay your house off early and you make a big chunk payment up front, that removes a lot of interest over the time. And the way star bonds work is all the revenue goes to the payment. It's not a fixed payment. And so we are anticipating to be able to pay it off in as short as 12 years and probably 14 or 15 years is what they're initially saying. Then, after that, all of that sales tax goes into the state coffers and into the locals.
What type of reassurance would you give taxpayers? Because kind of like the information spreading that you spoke to, you still hear a lot of people say they think their taxes are going to go up and they're worried about the infrastructure burden, things like that.
Well, I'm hoping that it'll create enough revenue. If you look at the Panasonic as an example, that was a $4 billion project. It's still being built. It's open for business. It's still being built. There's still a $9 million a week payroll there. That's creating income tax. It's also creating a lot of local activity, so much so that DeSoto has been able to actually cut property tax by 40% over the last 2 years. And that's kind of what we're hoping will happen in Wyandotte and in Johnson.
And is there anything, I understand, like nothing is officially signed yet. When does this become official?
It is signed.
Everything's
signed. It is a
now?
deal, and it's moving forward. And it can move forward without the locals. It'll just take longer to pay it off. I mean, the deal is signed. We authorized, or the LCC authorized the lieutenant governor, who was acting as the Secretary of Commerce. They authorized him to sign the deal, and the chief signed the deal that morning.
So it's done, because I saw that Jackson County executive was saying it was holding out hope.
Yeah, I mean, they scrambled the Friday before the announcement. They all decided to try to make a deal, but they were a little bit late to the table. They had a year to work on it. You would have thought that they would have come to the table a lot earlier. And I guess somehow it was a surprise to them that everything we said came true on the day we said it would come true, but it did come true. And it is an exclusive deal. They can't negotiate with any other areas, and neither can we.
Anything happening right now with the Royals here in Kansas? Where does that stand right now?
I haven't heard anything on the Royals lately. It's just that area that they wanted to develop, the neighbors didn't go for it. There was T-Mobile was threatening to move their jobs, and it wasn't as attractive of a deal as the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe if they put something together in the future, we would entertain it. But the Speaker of the House is the chairman of the LCC, and he was pretty certain that they weren't going to entertain another deal after the first of this year. If something good gets put together in an area that would be welcoming to the Royals, maybe they would entertain it, but that's not my decision to make.
So there's Sean Tarwater, and we'd seen that just on the Royals working backwards, Soren. The star bonds don't expire till the end of June, but as he mentioned there, the head of the LCC said, listen, you got till December 31st. They did not get that done, but you heard Representative Tarwater say, listen, if they came up with something really good, maybe they could open discussions. But that sounds not great. I mean, listen, the Royals are, who knows where that's going to go. This conversation today was mostly about the Chiefs, but I figure when we had a legislator from Kansas there, we'd ask a question.
Let's work backwards then. Let's start there, but let's do it after we take a break because Kyle's all concerned about the clock and whatnot. So more with Todd Lebo. He's been in Topeka. He's been covering the details that have been laid out here by the Chiefs, by the state, by a number of the representatives. A Q&A going on today. We'll talk more about that with Todd Lebo. Todd Lebo's appearance here in the program. Little Lebo Sounds right now. It's brought to you by Family Leisure. They're at K10 in Ridgeview. You can find them online at familyleisure.com. Everything you need to have fun with the family. Going to be watching the big games. A lot of playoff football still to be had. Do you have the ultimate theater seating? How about a massage chair? You can get it right now at Family Leisure. They're online at familyleisure.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
Hooray for Grunny! Hooray at last! Hooray for Grunny! He's a horse's ass.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
The championship games are here in the National Football League, and that means FanDuel has turned on playoff mode. All customers, everybody gets a Profit Boost Pack every NFL playoff game day. That means on Sunday when the championship games are going, you're going to find a pack loaded with multiple Profit Boosts waiting for you right there in the app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, it's FanDuel.com/local. Get your app downloaded and get your Profit Boost Pack and be ready to go on Sunday. Everyone's a little bit sad that the Chiefs aren't in there, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the games a little bit more with FanDuel. Patriots and Broncos isn't exactly Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, but it is going to be fun, and you might have some edges here. Jarrett Stidham's never played. If you don't believe in him, take the Patriots. Find the parlay you want. Find the player you believe in. If you like the total, whatever it is, you can do it right there in the FanDuel app, and you can get that Profit Boost Pack. It's FanDuel.com/local. Grab your Profit Boost Pack for every NFL playoff game day and enjoy the championship games on Sunday.
21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable Profit Boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Jeff Montgomery here for Amoeba Medical. The new year is all about turning the page and feeling your best. Men, if better sleep and fewer bathroom trips are on your list, an enlarged prostate could be the reason. I decided not to carry that problem into another year and contacted Dr. Brown at Amoeba Medical. Their non-surgical treatment was fast, simple, and came with minimal recovery time. And it's covered by insurance. Start the year more comfortable and well-rested. Schedule a visit with Dr. Brown and the team at Amoeba Medical in Kansas City. Amoeba Medical, MIVA-medical.com.
All right, the LaFetta Delicatessen into the hour answer from 1973 through 78, 6 seasons. How many different teams played in the NFC Championship game? 6-year stretch, mid-70s.
So what was the stretch?
73 to 78.
How many
different teams played in the NFC Championship game?
Well, it was Cowboys and Steelers. That was the stretch where they were owning a bunch of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6 of them out of the 10.
No, just in the NFC.
Oh, just in the NFC.
In the NFC. 6 years. NFC Championship game. How many teams played?
It's 73 to
78.
Well, the Vikings, the Cowboys were in there.
Mm-hmm.
What? They lost to the Steelers twice. They beat the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Dolphins, right? No,
not in that stretch.
Okay.
Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings did in 73.
So 2 Vikings and Cowboys.
It's actually 3.
Who am I forgetting?
But it's still kind of amazing. Rams. It was Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings, Rams, Cowboys.
70,
Rams.
The Rams weren't in there till 79.
They were in the NFC Championship.
Oh,
game.
I was thinking Super Bowl. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, 3 teams: Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings, Rams, Cowboys, Rams, Vikings, Rams, Cowboys, Vikings, Cowboys, Rams.
So you're saying there was a trend there.
3 teams, one in each division, just owned the NFC.
Okay. I can see it. Todd Lebo is with us here in the program. By the way, we just gave away wonderful LaFetta, 143rd and Metcalf, southeast corner. Great Italian delicatessen. Everything as fresh as can be. You'll love it. The bread, that's baked fresh every single morning. The ingredients, gourmet. It is gourmet sandwiches. You will love it. Got a couple of buddies that are going, and they just change out. They get a different sandwich every day. They're going through the whole menu. You'll love them all. Go see them at LaFetta. Right now, you can find them at LaFettaDeli.com. Todd's with us. Todd, the statement about the Royals, and where it is, sounds to me like where we are is Kansas fawned over the Royals. They had a deadline. The deadline was missed. If the Royals want to come to Kansas, we'll listen, but we ain't. We're done with trying to build the whole package, build the bridge to get you here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it kind of feels like where it is everywhere with the Royals at this point, which is that's where we're starting to get scary. I'm not pushing the panic button big time yet, but doomsday is it's more a possibility now than it's ever been. I think when doomsday would be them actually leaving the region, because as I've said before, my analogy is it's like the cartoon where every time the guy turns around, he gets hit with a rake in the face. They've stepped on about 8 rakes and get hit in the face every time they turn around, and eventually go garden somewhere else, maybe. But it doesn't sound like Kansas is fully concentrating on the Chiefs right now. And listen, when they wrote the Star Bonds, they said they could do both these teams, but the Royals can't get their ducks in a row. If it's taken them 2.5 years to get to where they are here, how are they going to get something done in like 4 months that's appealing enough to the state of Kansas to get something done by the time these Star Bonds, with the deadline, the true deadline for the Star Bonds?
Yeah, I think, I also think there's, like, when you're trying to get a team, you're happy to get both. We put it out. We got this insatiable appetite. Well, now they've had a big meal. It's called the Chiefs. Yeah. And so the appetite's a little different. It's why I think they needed to be there on time. And they didn't. The Chiefs got there first. And, I look, maybe it'll still happen in Kansas, but it kind of feels like it's not,
you
right?
may want to eat the whole LaFetta menu.
That's right.
Do it in one day.
That's right. Todd, you're the man. Great work today. We appreciate it.
All right, boys.
All right, Jack Nicklaus is 85 today. He won 18 majors in his career. How many times did he finish second? Brought to you by LaFetta Delicatessen.
He's the only man to interview modern-day gladiators at Arrowhead and original gladiators in the Colosseum. He grew up rooting for Honus Wagner and saw Jesse Owens get 4 golds in Berlin. He saw Wilt score 100 in a night. Points, of course. Yes, we are saying he's old. It's the godfather of Kansas City sports, Frank Bowl, on the program.
Francis.
Yes, Soren, how are you today?
Is it official? The move?
I think so.
Have we made it official? We got a date and a deadline, Kyle? Is it all official?
For Frank's move, yes.
Yeah, I'll be shuffling some things around. Frank's going to go to Tuesdays.
Starting the first Tuesday in February.
First Tuesday in February. Grunhard will be moving to Wednesdays.
What the hell? What's his deal?
We'll talk to Matt Derrick on Mondays. Is that correct?
That's right.
We just gave him an option. So he goes, I'll take Wednesday, and we'll go, well, we'll get Frank out of the way because he doesn't matter. So as long as you're happy, Tim, that's what we care about.
See how this works?
Yep.
You notice how they've just, it's ageism.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Well,
I'm next.
Technically.
Well, technically, yeah.
I don't think
anything you say to me is ageism.
True.
Yeah, I think in this building you can throw that around whenever you want.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go right to HR when I'm done.
I think every time
no HR in our building. No
every
problem.
time we introduce you, we say, "Yes, we're saying he's old." You could have had us long ago.
Who's HR?
Frank, the conversation went like, let's move Frank over to 3.
Yeah,
he ain't got nothing to do.
No. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Pretty much.
Tell the old man to go to Tuesdays because he ain't got nothing to do.
He ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing to do.
That's it. And you moved me up an hour. I told Kyle, I said, hey, make sure you contact me.
That gets you to bed earlier.
Three or four times next week, Monday.
They get you to your afternoon sit earlier.
We know it's rough moving dinner back from 3:45 to 5:30 on the days you come in. So, just want to make sure we got you taken care of.
You can get your blanket.
It's all about you, bud.
Get down to Wade's.
It's all about you. Good times.
Feed
good
the
times.
Just glad I'm still part of it. This age.
Still
talk about ageism.
Still alive and kicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good stuff from Lebo.
Don't worry. Fun. Do we want to bring up now when you mention that
no, like
you're still a heavy favorite to outlive both Curtis and I?
No, don't bring that.
Do we want to bring that up?
No, that's bad luck.
Is that bad luck?
Yeah, don't do anything like that.
Well, we need luck.
Yeah.
That's our only chance of winning.
You'll be fine.
Kyle betting against us all the time. It's heartbreaking. That's what it is, really. It's heartbreaking.
Medicine is making great advances, so don't worry about it too much.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I don't think they got what we need.
Well, I'm taking enough of it. Hopefully. I hope it's helping.
Okay.
Hey, you never know.
So we got that going for us, Frank, which is nice.
I haven't yet got to the point where you take one medicine to counteract the effects of another medicine you have to take. I haven't gotten to that point.
I always like the...
I'm sure that's next month.
Yeah, I always like the commercials on TV. Hey, take this, it'll clear up this. Now, side effects are you could die, you could...
So-and-so.
Death.
Yeah,
syphilis, gonorrhea, diarrhea, all rheas,
That's exactly right.
Oh.
Could be nausea, headaches, and instant death.
And wait a minute, what am I taking this for again? Is it, because I got a little sleep in the corner of my eye?
Right.
Maybe I'll...
Got a little rash on my neck?
Maybe I'll skip the rheas.
And just live with it.
Splash my face in the morning. Yeah.
There you go. Stick it in ice water.
So we got that going for us.
When half the commercial is the side effect, so maybe I'll just die.
Francis, Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Eric sleeping with Bieniemy, to quote the late great,
or as you've called him today, Eric Reed and Eric Berry.
Have I really?
Yeah, you did.
Did I really?
Yes.
Eric Reed, is a player.
Yeah.
And it's Andy Reid, so I get that.
Eric
Berry
Reed,
played for the Chiefs.
Was Eric Reed?
That's how closely related.
Here, but he's a 49ers defensive back. Was he?
Oh yeah, back in the day. Okay, that Eric Reed. I was like, we're going that far back.
You're talking about Reed and Bieniemy, and you said Eric Reed.
Was it Eric Reed or was it Eric Hicks? No, Eric Hicks was here.
Yeah.
Come on, you just start saying Eric's, and I'll start saying names.
He's still here. I run into him occasionally.
I know.
That's right. I do too.
He shakes my hand. And I'm like,
one of my faves.
You still scare me.
I always liked Eric Hicks.
Oh yeah.
He's such a great
Eric
story.
Harris.
Eric Harris. That goes way back.
You bet he does.
That's 80s, early 80s.
Eric Reed and Eric Berry, of course, of fine safety.
Many
the
fine
Kansas City
Erics
Chiefs.
on this team, yeah.
All right.
Okay, Eric Bieniemy?
Eric sleeping with Bieniemy, which my joke got totally lost in the shuffle because of my stupidity with names, because I said the late, great Chris Berman, who dubbed him Eric Bieniemy. And you're supposed to be like, Chris Berman's not dead. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, that's surprising.
He's not. He still has doesn't he still have the fastest 3 minutes on Monday Night Football halftimes?
Could be.
Yeah,
I think he still does.
Just no one cares anymore.
Most folks are getting another Corona during that, but
yeah, I know.
You know,
I think he's still on.
I think he's.
Everyone's seen all the highlights before they get to that. So
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, they're trying to recreate the Cosell thing.
But he was so good.
But he did it really well.
Yeah,
he did it really well after Cosell. But we all now have phones with highlights and everything. It's like when Cosell did it, you hadn't seen what the hell happened in any game other than what was on in your market.
Every week, especially if you were a fan of a middling team, if you're the Steelers or Cowboys or whatever back then. Oh, man, I hope the Chiefs are on. If they won, you're like, oh, come on, be in the halftime highlights.
Yeah, it was a big
deal. They get
deal.
to the last one, you'd be like, oh, they didn't make it. When they did, you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Gary Barbaro, cool.
Gary Barbaro seals a 10-9 win for the Chiefs.
Incredible as they
with
move,
an interception in the end zone.
Right.
as they move their mark to 3-10.
Kevin Ross.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was what it was like. And then you'd get to the next part was Lenny on Inside the NFL.
That's
If you had
right.
HBO.
Yes.
That's right.
And you'd get around and you're like, oh man, it's just one of the games. And there was always that spot. It was like what I'd call a movie montage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, here's 4 games. Here's like one pass from 4 straight games and a score. And it's like, that's it.
There's the
that's what we got.
There we go.
Blackledge to, Boyce Green for 5 and out of bounds. The Chiefs lose.
The other highlight of that show.
6-3. I mean, they were some turds.
The other highlight of that show was Lenny always picking the Chiefs and Bonacani always picking the Dolphins when they did their picks. Yeah. I just think the Dolphins are going to get it done this week. They never, ever picked against their team.
Plus, HBO was not a big thing. I mean, HBO was a big thing, but not everybody could get HBO either at that time. Yeah.
Some of us got HBO because maybe our neighbor climbed up a telephone pole.
There you go.
Flipped a switch.
Right. We like that. Yeah.
That was the day.
Yeah.
I remember that. And it was
stealing it.
Like we had he flipped the switch. We had a neighbor back in the day, long gone, so try to find him. Great guy. He went up the pole, and I'm like, Mom, I was a kid. I was like 78, 79 when ESPN and HBO were just kind of cable was just becoming a thing. And she's like, oh, he's turning on all the channels for all like a whole 6 houses out. We're out there, and he's like, all right, try it now. Go look now. Back when you had the A/B switcher, you had
we had
6A and 6B were 2 different channels.
Yep.
Right. And you'd flip through. It's still no remote.
We had one of those. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what the remote was in my house back in the day? Of course,
when you get up and change the channel.
When you're an only child with a single mom, dinner was on TV trays. It's like, oh, the news is over. Get up there and turn the channel.
Change the channel.
That was
Real
it.
Very first VCR
Get up
we
and
got.
Walk over.
That's right.
Click.
I remember those days.
Very first VCR we bought was in 1985, and you had to tune in the channels. You popped the thing off the front, and you literally had to tune in on a dial the channels for the VCR.
Wow!
You wouldn't just cable ready. You had to.
Okay,
that was something. And that thing was back at the shop every 3 weeks.
And then Kyle, you're gonna love this. Then they got. I don't know if it was there or maybe we didn't get a VCR very quick, but I remember getting it. My mom was like, "Well, go to hook it up." I'm like, "I got it, Mom. I got it." And it's like literally the process was into cable box, into the AB switcher, out of the AB switcher into the VCR, out of the VCR into the TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Voila. And you have thought I discovered electricity when that thing worked. I was like, yeah,
look at me.
Or no, I don't even think. I think it was out of the box into the TV, out of the TV into the VCR.
Yeah.
It ended in the VCR, I think, because you had to have the
Yeah, you're trying to record it anyway.
Oh, I had
get it.
split an atom when that thing worked.
You had to put the TV on.
I need to be a mechanic. There's nothing I can't conquer.
TV had to be on 3. That's right.
I'm 11 years old or 13 or however old I was, and I just hooked up a VCR. Take a seat, bitches. I got this figured out.
We got to the point where we had 2 VCRs, and I would do highlight tapes. I would take the games, and I would sit in front of one, and I would record. I've got 2 or 3 tapes, just like highlights from 1988 or something. It's just a quick montage, and I'd be sitting there like 3 o'clock in the morning. Dad gets up. What are you doing? Just doing the Lakers Pistons NBA Finals editing.
Your version. You all right? Getting all
Don't get hurt over there.
He would just shake his head and go, "Oh boy."
Curtis.
So really, it's been the reactions you get have been the same your whole life
for the most part. Yeah. Oh boy, I've heard that a number of times.
Yes.
So anyway,
back to Eric Berry.
Before Curtis.
Eric Harris.
Like Eric.
Which Eric? What Eric are we going to talk about now?
Yeah. Let's go
Eric
with
Eager.
Eric Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy.
Is
back.
Bieniemy. EB is back.
And his white beard.
Yeah, he does have excellent beard game. Does it work?
I hope so. Everybody's hoping so. I like the fact that I think one of the biggest things for me was when Travis Kelce came out and was overjoyed that Eric Bieniemy was back.
Drake just sent me a text. Goes, good to know. Assigning you to our next transmitter install.
Well done.
Well done, Drake. Okay, I'm sorry. Now back.
Yeah. When Travis Kelce came out, was all for it. Gives you a little bit of hope he'll be back.
Well, that's what everyone's saying is I can't wait to see him in the halls. Is this his Easter egg of I'm back?
Well, that or and
I was going to get to that next.
Just one more year. Just one more. Come on back. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to end up. We'll get EB's back. Things will change. We'll be better. You can't go out like that. You can't go out like we did. Come on. I think he'll be back now. I just have this.
Come on,
not
dog.
just from that, but I think he'll be back for one more year. Travis Kelce. So that'll help a little bit. Because then you're thinking, if he goes, who the hell's the tight end? I mean, Gray's fine, but, he ain't the weapon Travis Kelce is. Even when Kelce was in his last year, he wasn't as good as,
Is he going to have...
Noah Gray's not as good as Travis Kelce.
If Kelce comes back, is he going to have 110 catches for 1,340 yards and 12 touchdowns?
Maybe.
Probably not.
No,
maybe.
Because
I will tell you he won't.
That's what he had the last year Eric Bieniemy was here. And the reason why I bring that up is because there's a lot of people I think are stepping a little... Well, last time he was here, they were the number one offensive football.
Right.
Well, two things have happened since then. One, guys have gotten older, including one of their key elements. And two... Everyone's seen all the defenses in the league have seen the 2022 offense. So the idea that if anyone has the idea that because they were one when he left, that they're going to go back to being one when he's back here just because he was there 3 years ago or 4 years ago, what it will eventually be, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think so either, but I also think he may bring a little bit of juice back to the locker room. And
I think he definitely brings that. I don't think there's any doubt that he'll bring accountability.
But how much is that worth?
And people listen.
I think Patrick Mahomes knew Eric Bieniemy was going to be the guy when he used the term accountability.
Yeah.
Right? It's the bringing. I mean, I think
he leaned into
they made
that
it
word.
clear that it was going to be somebody that they knew. Mm-hmm. Mike Kafka didn't even seem to really even do a flyby here. He seemed to be on his way to Philadelphia. Has that been announced?
By the way, no,
but Nagy's
interviewing for the OC job there now.
Yeah,
because Daboll and McDaniel turned him down.
I mean, I think it was clear that Nagy was moving on. Mm-hmm. I think Eric Bieniemy was their guy all along.
I do too.
Which I think it doesn't happen unless Patrick Mahomes signs off. And I think anytime they're going to make any kind of move, I think they run it by Patrick Mahomes. I think he's earned it. I think it's smart. I think they did it. I think the accountability part was something he knew. I think Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes had their differences. I don't doubt it for a second. I mean, I think it's pretty
evident on the sideline one game. Yeah.
I also think it was time for Eric Bieniemy to move on 3 years ago. It doesn't mean that Eric Bieniemy can't grow and or evolve or not grow and evolve. That this team can't grow, evolve, change to where what he brought had kind of grown stale, and now it's exactly what they need. Everybody wants to. I don't understand why. Look, I had somebody on our podcast be like, well, remember, Petro wanted Eric Bieniemy gone. I'm like, I didn't want Eric Bieniemy gone. I reported that he was going to be gone, and he was. Okay, so maybe everybody else says what they want is truth. I tell you what's true. Okay, I do think it was time for Eric Bieniemy to move on. 3 years ago, it was absolutely time for him to move on. There were frustrations that were going on in that building, but I also think that after 3 years and 3 different stops for Eric Bieniemy. Maybe whatever Eric Bieniemy grinded people on, he's like, you know what? I sweated some things I don't need to sweat. Like, I got frustrated over this, and now I've been in Washington. I've been fired at UCLA, and I've been back to being a running backs coach. And you know what? The crappy part of being the OC in KC, is better than anything I experienced anywhere else. So I think he will come in, hopefully, with the same fire where he needs it. But maybe there were times that the fiery part of him, he didn't need to be fired up. And I think it's possible that he polishes up the edges that needed polishing, but still has the fire to bring it. I also think it's possible that Patrick Mahomes saw, okay, here were all the good things that Eric Bieniemy brought, and here are the things that frustrated me. Right. But the goods outweighs the bad, and maybe some of the bad I was party to. And I just think everybody can mature and evolve, and it could all work. It could all work better. A break is, whenever you're bitching and moaning, like walking away from somebody, just take a little time, and then, all right, let's come back with cooler heads.
Right.
I think it can be a positive. I do want to point out, it also could look good right now when you got to have somebody and you don't remember how much that person chaps my ass.
Yeah.
Now, how many times does a relationship, you break up, and then you're like, oh, yeah, it's kind of nice having this or that. Yeah. Oh, that seems pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. Let's get back. You're like, this guy's crazy as blank.
Yeah.
I mean, like you get back and you're like, oh, no, this is all the crap I didn't like.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't work.
You have to be face-to-face to do that, yeah.
Time's going to tell. This is not the act of a madman. This is not a dumb move. This is not an irresponsible move. He's got a perfectly good resume to be the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. But I like everybody wants to declare it huge success or huge failure. It's neither. It's their move. The football on the field is going to determine whether it's a success or a failure. We just point out all the different things that they should have been looking at as to when they made this decision. And I will say this: I'm hoping Chad O'Shea and the 1 year with Johnson for Bieniemy, because that's really the only new offense he's been exposed to that I can tell, is going to bring a lot of new ideas. But this is the path of least resistance for Andy Reid. This is, to me, a statement by Andy Reid that, like, I got this. I don't think you could view it any other way.
No, and I think sometimes when you leave, you rise to the level of your incompetency. You know what I mean? You get to a certain point, and he's at his ceiling, basically, as an NFL coach, I think.
I think he could call plays.
No. I think
you mean Andy Reid, or you mean
I mean Eric Bieniemy. Yeah, I think sometimes you rise to the level of your incompetency. He knew it. He decides to come back. He's learned new things since he's been gone.
I would actually
still give him a different way to approach things.
I would actually still give him the ability to be a successful head coach. I don't think he's going to get the shot.
No, he's not going to get a shot to do.
But I mean, there are times I can't stress this enough. Like, being the general manager for the Kansas City Royals when the Glass family took over was a doomed mission.
Yeah.
Spending $20,000 in Latin America over like an 8-year period, not paying draft picks over slot money. Like, when I remember everyone's like, Allard Baird doesn't know. I'm like, Allard Baird never had a chance. Dayton Moore would have failed miserably in that situation. It wasn't until Dayton Moore turned him down 5 times on, we're going to spend in Latin America. Well, we don't really think you need to do that. Oh, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll spend in Latin America. Well, and you're going to spend on the draft.
Time.
No, we're not going to spend on the draft. I mean, the commissioner's got the slot money. Then I'm not coming. Like, that's what opened the eyes, and that's what made – if they hadn't coveted and known Dayton Moore was the only guy they could hire that would take the job because of his ties to Wichita and all that, they would have never evolved and changed. So lots of great general managers could have that job. No one was succeeding until the Glass family had it put to them. You have to change how you own this team, or it won't work.
Right.
I think
– do you want to win?
I think Eric Bieniemy, I think a lot of guys could be – good football guys could be very good head coaches if they got great coordinators, right? I think that's a great starting point.
So you surround yourself with, absolutely.
So I want to be clear. I think, Eric Bieniemy's never been given a chance as a head coach for all the things we've said many times, but I don't know that means he couldn't be a head coach and be successful, but I don't think he's going to get that chance.
We're probably not going to know.
Yeah. But I also don't know that he could call plays and overhaul an offense and do it with Andy Reid over his shoulder and a dynamic personality in the locker room who's maybe set in his ways, and Patrick Mahomes and an aging tight end that's one of the biggest personalities in your locker room, and a couple of wideouts that seem to be kind of one-trick ponies, and like, he's coming back. It's
an issue as well.
It's a different dynamic,
as
to where they're at. A league that's now seen everything that you do And for 7 years plus another season's worth of playoff games. I mean, his job is much harder now coming back than it was when he left.
Yeah, right. And the defense coordinator's basically right there where you call your play, which never really happened much before. Now defenses are standing right there waiting for you the whole time, wherever you throw it, whatever you're doing to it.
Yeah, because they know what you're doing.
You know exactly. I said they know exactly what you're doing because you've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And you haven't changed. You haven't evolved much. But they had tremendous success as they were going as well. But now everybody's caught up to them, and they've got to change. They've got to alter things and do things a little differently. So they're going to bring him back, see what that'll do, and they still need help. I mean, they still need, running. If you want to coordinate a running game, you're going to need different running backs for all practical purposes. Maybe keep Rashard Smith, but the other two guys, I don't think so. But I don't know. We'll see if they take Jeremiah Love in the first round with that first pick. That's going to be a very, very interesting call for this football team.
What I think is interesting is that they are looking at their offense and going, we have problems,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to make some changes. And they were the two most obvious points to change because of the out of position and lack of experience of the wide receiver and running back coach. And they've fired some assistants and quality control. I have to go back and look at what the titles were for the guys that got let go yesterday, but they were down the list. But I do want to point out Andy Heck is still there. And this was the second most expensive offensive line in football. And filled with guys that are getting big checks or had big draft picks invested in them. And they are not changing the offensive line.
Right, and they didn't perform and or they were hurt. One or the other. Both or sometimes the same thing. They weren't performing and they were hurt. Then they come back and they still didn't perform and then they got hurt again. So it's dominoes on
the special teams
line.
Was a penalty-driven
disaster.
Unit. Dave Tobe is still there.
Oh, and missing kicks. I mean, good Lord. That kid missed a ton of kicks last year, and he's still there.
But from a coaching staff, I mean, the obvious changes have been made to this point. When Matt Nagy seemed destined to move on, but boy, okay, the O-line coach, you cannot pay all that money for the offensive line and be riddled with offensive line penalties and your quarterback running for his life. The Andy Heck move is the one that is the next biggest one where you're like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can't get the right tackle not to start early for how many years? 3?
All of them?
So all his years?
I mean, is this all on Eric? Everyone's like, well, Eric Bieniemy's going to fix it.
No, he won't.
Eric Bieniemy's going to get Xavier Worthy to get his ass in bounds.
Yeah.
Eric Bieniemy's going to keep Rashee Rice on the straight and narrow and get him to run a route other than a slant or a bubble screen. Eric Bieniemy's going to get Juwan Taylor or any other offensive lineman to line up. Eric Bieniemy's going to get rid of all the holding penalties.
Nope.
We're putting a lot on Eric Bieniemy's plate. How about some of the guys that coach those positions? I think Chad O'Shea, 3 rings tapping on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
You guys crap ends now.
Yeah.
I think that will clear up a lot on the wide receiver room because you're not questioning that guy. I don't know what his personality's like, but it will be more demonstrative. No offense to Connor Embry, but Connor Embry seemed terrified by listen, when they would bring the assistant coaches out, we have 3 people from 810 that are there usually. And usually Todd and Paige would go into the locker room, right? Or Paige would stay with the video, or Paige would start the video and I'd be there, and they'd go into the locker room to get stuff. It's like that for every 3 of the 5 star guys would go in. There would be 6 of us asking questions when Connor Embry walked in, and his mannerisms were like he was in front of a firing squad.
Yeah.
Now I don't know
my hood.
I don't know how you go tell a guy who thinks he's going to rent a Lamborghini and drive at 120 miles an hour down the street. That's a force of personality. It's dumb. But that's a guy that's like, hey, I ain't got any F's to give.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't see how
fetch me some coffee.
The dynamic of that room was a positive. I just don't know how at any time Rashee Rice was kept in check. When I hear Patrick Mahomes say, hold people accountable, I think right tackle like everybody else. I also think the wide receivers. I do not think Patrick Mahomes, I think he did not know when Xavier Worthy was coming out of his breaks. And then when he would throw it and Xavier Worthy not get his feet in bounds, I think Patrick Mahomes had to be losing his mind.
Yeah.
So when he says accountability, I think the wide receiver room is it as much as anything where the accountability issue was.
Oh, I do too. I don't think there's any doubt. And then having, like you said, when you have him in there, when you have what's his name? Chad
Chad
O'Shea. They call him Chadio, I think. The guys in New England used to call him Chadio. He definitely brings some swagger to the wide receiver room, and just you're going to listen.
He brings a resume. Have you heard him talk? Does he have swagger?
No, but I think being under Belichick all that time.
I think Belichick doesn't have swagger.
Yeah, well, you start tapping rings.
That's what I say. He brings a resume.
Yeah,
we'll see if he brings swagger.
Yeah, right.
Like I think Steve Spagnuolo brings swagger, not in the wrestler crap talking way.
Yeah.
When Steve Spagnuolo talks, people listen.
Yeah.
You can tell. It's a success, but it's also he gets people. He gets it. When Dave Merritt has a different style, but when Dave Merritt talks, the DB coach, people listen, right? It's. And people listen to Andy Reid.
Yeah. Even though he didn't say a whole lot.
No, but I mean, there's the look. I mean, part of it is the looks he'll give you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
you asked that question.
A little side eye.
Yeah, but if you're not paying attention or you jack up a play and he glares at you while you're walking back towards him, like it makes. I mean, he commands a room, right? I mean, so yeah, I think there's. The question is, do they have all of that?
Yeah.
And so it's. I do think I think they've improved outside the OC. I think they've changed the OC. We'll see if they've improved.
Yeah.
I think it's to be determined. I think accountability is improved.
Yeah.
But somebody better up the scheme because the scheme was not good enough.
Yeah. And Nagy had to get out of here anyway. For all practical purposes.
I think it clearly had reached a point.
Yes.
Where
I think he was frustrated. Yeah. Andy was frustrated, and he just
I think it's tough when you've been a head coach.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, well, I kind of want to do it different. Well, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. I'm calling the plays.
So
you relay them to the quarterback, and I'll call you. Got some input? Give me some. But when it comes down to it, I'm calling.
And maybe whatever Andy Reid, I'm sure there's always frustrations with everybody, right? Kyle tells me every day, is Kurtis going to do this? Is Kurtis going to do that? So but
you say probably not.
He gets over it, but he has frustrations. Well, I'm sure Andy Reid had frustrations with Nagy, like Nagy had frustrations with Andy Reid. But part of it, the hiring of Bieniemy may be as simple as, all right, I'm not hiring any ex-head coaches.
Right, I want to know that and
because I don't need to waste 20 minutes justifying why I want to do it the way I want to do it.
That and I know.
Now you better be right.
And I know the guy.
Yeah.
I also know the guy. Okay, and have heard everything.
You knew Matt Nagy.
Oh no, I know that, but maybe that's why. Yeah, I know him. Okay, see ya. Okay, I know him really well. That's enough.
I think it's pretty interesting. I do think it's.
Oh, I think this season's going to be really interesting.
I think people will buy into. There's a lot of fans that are happy to see Eric Bieniemy back, and that's great.
A lot that don't.
Can't wait to hear at the end of the day, and
I'll say this.
The 4 catchphrases that get uttered 9 times.
I thought it was hilarious
Thursday.
that the caller we had on, it was yesterday before, was talked a lot about Bieniemy, and 3 times in his call he said, at the end of the day, and I'm like, is he doing this intentionally?
Is this Eric Bieniemy?
Because those are the 2 things, at the end of the day, and well, I'll say this.
Yeah. I thought there was a couple more. But I like Eric Bieniemy, the guy, a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other people do. So I give it I'd give it certainly a chance to succeed. I mean, they've had nothing but success until this year.
Yeah.
It's not like this is an avalanche of crap that year 10 of 6 wins or less. Like, it's not what we're dealing with.
We've been there.
12 points a game.
I've been there. Yeah, no, and it's going to be, this is the most interesting year to me. I mean, this is going to be fascinating what happens after what happened last season. Mahomes, is he back? Is he 100% healthy? Is he 100% mentally ready to put that knee to the test? Will he run as much? Will he not run as much? Will they protect him better than they've been protecting him? What about the wide receivers? Like you said, they're going to be the right place at the right time. What about the running backs? Who is the running back? Who is number 1? Was he the 9th pick in the first round, or did we get a free agent guy and plug him in, and now we got another couple of young guys, and we kept Kareem Hunt around, and Bashard Smith's still here. Pacheco's gone. Now what do we do with that? Defensively, the same way. Do we have a pass rush yet? Those questions. I mean, they have so many questions abounding that it is going to be fascinating football season.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do too.
No doubt.
Can't wait.
Frank Bull, the Godfather. of Kansas City Sports, is with us. He joins us right now each and every Wednesday in the program. Frank's appearance brought to you by our friends at Applause Custom Sight and Sound. Kansas City's best, whether it's in-home theater, smart home technology, security surveillance around your entire house or office. Applause Custom Sight and Sound does it all. Find them online at applausetheater.com.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Jack Nicklaus, 85 today. He won 18 majors in his career. How many times did he finish second?
Oh, way more than that.
Not way more, but more.
It's like 19, isn't it?
19.
Yeah.
I thought it was way more than that.
27 or
You were
37
way off, Frank.
times.
So that's how much he dominated that sport in his day.
He was all right.
He's all right.
It was going to be fun to watch Tiger take a run at it, but
yeah. He did.
He did take a run, but I mean, try to like get close.
Oh yeah,
didn't
he
happen.
ended up with 14, right? Tiger, I think he had 14, didn't he?
Yeah, it was 14. I think
14. Yeah, I think so.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he sucked.
Yeah,
Frank. I was
know.
hoping we were going to get to where every major,
I thought
in
for
his
sure
40s, he was going to be, he just needs that one run. He just needs that one run. And,
Yeah, I thought for sure he'd do it. The way he started, good
the injuries
Lord.
ended it. So
Put too much in the power game.
Yep. Frank Bowl, the godfather of Kansas City sports, is here. We just gave away La Feta, 143rd, southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. That's where our buddy Adam has what has been voted the number 2 new restaurant in Kansas City.
Yep.
La Feta Italian Delicatessen. Don't forget they cater as well. You can find them online at lafetadeli.com. Curtis, time for some Frank opinions.
First, 15. I just checked on Tiger, 15.
15.
Oh,
yeah,
15.
And it was 18 for Jack? Okay.
5 Masters, 4 PGAs, 3 U.S. Opens, 3 Open Championships.
Pretty good, I don't know if you know, Curtis, but that's a pretty good score there.
Who as her.
Yeah. Okay. Very
All
good.
right. What best describes your feelings about the Eric Bieniemy hire? Love it, like it, don't like it, hate it.
I'll just say they'll say like it.
Yeah, I'll say like it.
Number?
44.
45.
54.3.
Good job, Frank.
Nice
Thanks.
work.
Best of luck to you here today.
Thank you.
1-0.
Very much. I appreciate that. That's good sportsmanship.
Thanks.
What Super Bowl matchup are you rooting for? Broncos Seahawks, Broncos Rams, Patriots Seahawks, Patriots Rams.
Jeez.
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
You're leading. You go ahead.
I'll say Patriots Rams, even though I like the Seahawks.
I'm going to go Patriots Seahawks.
58% said Pats Seahawks. 26% said Pats Rams.
Yeah, well, nobody was saying Broncos.
No.
So we got what? 94% were the Pats. Nobody wants the Broncos.
84%.
84%.
Yeah,
Okay.
58 and 26.
On 26. I think it said 36. Okay.
What will the Super Bowl matchup be?
Patriots Seahawks.
Patriots Rams.
69% said Pats Seahawks. 23% said Pats Rams.
Okay. I forgot. Everybody, we're Americans. What we want to be true is true.
Yes.
Hey, middle of the
This is
stream.
one of the rare-
Hold it. Middle of the stream. Turn around. Walk back.
Yeah.
Should have just remembered. No.
Waiting
I
on Joe.
want my team to be the best team of all time. Therefore, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot how it works. My bad. Okay.
Does Indiana win another national championship in football? Yes or no?
Oh boy, didn't Cuban just come out there and say he was going to give him more? He was going to give.
They give $7 billion.
No, he's going to give him more than the NFL will give him to be the number 1 draft choice because he didn't want him to go to the Raiders.
His brother transferred.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other Mendoza.
Oh gosh. You know what? I'll go no.
Now I don't even know what the question is after what Frank.
Does Indiana win another national title?
I said no.
There's a recency bias there, but I'll still say no. I'll say no.
Number?
Frank?
My turn. I'm going to say 70.
69.
75. Which school should feel the most pressure with Indiana's championship? Kansas, Kansas State, or Missouri?
Oh, wow. You're thinking programs that nobody would think that. I'm going to say Missouri. I'll say
Missouri. They're the ones that's closest.
Number?
Yeah. 62%.
61.
75.3. Will Bill Self be the Kansas coach next season?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Answer is yes. Number?
Frank?
Mine? 60.
I'll go 59. I'll go lower.
66.3. I would have gone lower, too.
I don't think he's going to be back.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
where
gotta be
that
a
confidence
second big
is.
scare.
Third. Is that two
So that's
procedures
right.
and
You're
now?
absolutely right. Yeah, the stints and the whole
yeah,
thing. I
so-
just think, shoot.
All right, Bill Self, Jerome Tang, Dennis Gates. How many of them will be back next year? 3, 2, 1, or 0?
You're leading.
I'll say 1.
I'll say 2.
62% said 2. 22% said 1. 11% said 3. Bill Self, Jerome Tang, Dennis Gates. How many of them will be back in the 27-28 season the following year? 3, 2, 1, 0.
0.
Oh, boy. I'll go 1.
42% said 1. 40% said 2. 13% said 0.
Okay.
Will Carlos Beltran be in a Royals cap or a Mets cap on his Hall of Fame plaque?
We're all tied up. I'll go Mets.
Well, you're probably right because that's the last team he was with. But
No, it was not the last team he was with. The last team he was with was the Astros, wasn't it?
More recent of the two, but not the
Yeah,
last
more
one.
recent of the two. And
So,
they
he
were the
did
two
best with
teams
the
that he had
Mets.
7 years with.
yeah, right out.
But he was also with the Yankees, Astros, Rangers.
But the Royals were his team.
That's who he came up with.
Just for fun, I'll say Royals.
79% said the Mets. The
He's
Mets.
got, it's 7 years each, but he's got
A
what is
lot
it?
of
Like,
his
it's
big.
143, like
Yeah.
126 on his career homers between those two. He's got 430 something, but for those two stops, like it's
435.
7 or 17 more homers, and he's got like 20 more games in a Mets uniform. That's why I think it'll be the Mets. And it's New York.
Of course.
I don't know if you've heard, but Cooperstown is in the
He's
state
in
of
New
New
York. I've
It
been
doesn't,
there.
it doesn't look like New York City, but it's New York.
It's,
Oh,
it's
God, yeah.
upstate. It looks
Up in
like
the
upstate.
Catskills.
More fun to watch in person, high school football or high school basketball?
Myself, I like high school football. I'll say
Yeah, I
football.
think football just dominates. They're going to say football.
Number?
Me, I'll go 70%.
Woo! I'll go 71.
54. The answer is easily basketball for me.
Oh, really?
Yep. Cramped in, to have 1,000 people in a room that small, everyone's screaming. That's, to me, I've never been to anything more exciting than the top 5 high school basketball games I've seen were all more exciting to be there at the best football games I've
You
been
know
to.
what was exciting for me? I was at a high school basketball game last Friday, Rockhurst and Aquinas.
Okay.
What was exciting was watching my nephew duff a dunk.
Nice.
He went for it. God bless him. Do you have the
Does
that
he play
guy's
for the
trash? You got my that guy's trash drop. Bring that up. 6'4", can dunk.
Is that him now?
Does he play for Rockhurst or Aquinas?
Yeah,
Plays for the Rock, right?
Yeah, he plays for Rockhurst.
Rockhurst, yeah.
I'll see him next Friday.
And you got that. Play that. Play if you got it. Big sports fan, right? And he can dunk. You know, he's not 360, but if he takes a run at it, he just plays wide out on the football team, and he took a run at it and got one loose. And I'm like, I even said, like, I'm not saying it was a long gather, but I said he got the ball. I said he's going for it. You can see him out on the wing. He kind of cherry picked a couple of times. I'm like, he's going for it, and he came in and he's like, the lights were too bright.
That's fantastic.
We went to dinner. I'm like,
I love that.
Luke, what happened? He's like,
What,
the
he front
lights were
rim
too
it or
bright.
just...
I think he lost it on the way up. He thinks he took too big a step. I think he like saw his moment. He
Little
went to
Euro
like get a
step.
strong run up to it, and he probably did an overstride and duffed it. You know, you can't find it. Like when he was a little guy, I recorded him saying,
trash.
"That guy is trash." Now he's trying to throw down
He's
dunks.
throwing down dunks.
High school ball games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, East Rockhurst next Friday at Municipal.
Yep.
Big one. Number one team in the city, Rockers.
Yeah. Number one in the state, I think, Rockers.
I think so, yeah. They are good. More memorable play. Fernando Mendoza against Miami, Vince Young versus USC.
Oh, I'll take recency.
Yeah, boy.
Even though that was incredible as well. But that run, Mendoza, unbelievable.
I think the recency bias, and it was tremendous.
It was
I'm
unbelievable.
going to go Mendoza. I'll go the other way. I'll go Mendoza.
It's actually Vince Young. What's the number?
Wow.
Well, there is no number. He got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said,
the other way.
50.4 to 49.
Oh, my
right
gosh, that was close.
Yeah, it was tight.
That Mendoza run was
tight.
unbelievable.
All right.
Is that it?
Is that it, Kyle?
Got time for one more?
Oh, you son of a...
Got time for one more.
Frank can tie it up.
Let's see. Which one do I want to use here? Let's go with this. Will the Chiefs win a Super Bowl with Eric Bieniemy as OC?
Oh, yes. They'll say yes.
Well, I think they'll say yes as well.
Number?
Frank?
70.
69.
76 points.
Yes!
You have it for it.
Little tie.
We don't have time for one more?
No.
That was one more?
No more.
All right. It's another tie. So what do we got now?
The overall record, 1-1. In the aggregate, Frank leads with 21. Soren at 20.
Woo!
Oh, my God.
It's going to be close all year long.
Wow.
Go down to the wire in December.
That is, it's a battle.
A Tuesday in December.
It is a battle. We'll take a break. How stupid am I in current events? We find that out next here in the program. All right, Frank, what in the world? What do you got for me?
All right. A KC man is accused of selling cars on Facebook and then doing what?
Not delivering them?
No. He delivers them, then he steals them. Oh. They're proposing to raise the Missouri's interstate speed limit to what?
75.
Very good.
Okay.
The U.S.
Won't matter because 38 people will be in the left lane.
Yep.
No, the tractor trailers will all be in the left lane.
No.
Yeah. The U.S. had a record-breaking year of what disease?
Flu.
Measles. Not a good thing. And why will some school districts close on Friday?
This Friday?
Yes.
Snow.
The high temperature is supposed to be 0 to -10. Wind chills 40 below.
Sweet.
Have fun.
Better get some gear
and
take
then
that
some
home.
snow.
Yeah.
There's some snow too. Huh?
Sure. Yeah.
Fun weekend.
Might as well.
All right, who holds the record for passing yards in a single AFC or NFC championship game? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now as we finish strong here on a Wednesday. Nice sunny day. Enjoy the warmth. It's not that warm. I know. Enjoy it.
It'll feel warm compared to what you're going to get on Friday.
It's like, are people just making things up now? My phone does not say it's not going to be over 0 for like 6 days.
Now, the most recent thing I saw was...
I know it's going to be very cold.
10. I'm saying 10 degrees for a high on Friday, 7, 12, and then 16 on Monday, then up into the 20s on Tuesday.
And how much snow?
Let's see. That's like maybe a little bit of snow.
1 to 3. Here we go. Cloudy and frigid with intermittent snow and flurries accumulating a coating to an inch.
Yeah.
Storm total snowfall 1 to 3.
Yeah, not too bad on Saturday.
All right.
Been worse.
Get the snowblower out.
Yep. Nice thing is that cold, it's not going to stick. It's just going to float around. Unless it snows 8 inches, it might. But
so like when
1 to 3 is going to be.
If it's like 4 or 5 inches and I'm out there snowblowing, I'm going to take you a picture and be like, not going to stick, huh?
Yeah.
Come on over and help me with the not going to stick part of the equation.
It won't stick on cars. The cars will be an easy clean. Should be.
Okay. That's what it's all about, right?
For me, it is.
As
someone who lives in an apartment, the one thing I worry about cleaning off is my car.
Okay.
There's an advantage to that, I guess.
It's all about you and your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about you and your car.
No, it's all about me. Just me.
We will wrap the college football season coming up here in a little bit as Shahan Jayaraja, national college football writer for the CBS Sports, will join us. So we will talk about what it means, Indiana winning. Are they here to stay? Big Ten dominance? Big 12 championship game moving to Friday. A lot of lawsuits going on, schools versus players. We'll get Shahan Jayaraja to weigh in on all that and more. All that and more.
All that
coming up
and
here
more.
in a moment.
Now, how much would you pay?
A lot.
Oh, wait, there's more.
I'd pay a lot. Let's hear from Rob Gronkowski. Yes, I said Rob Gronkowski. Chad O'Shea comes from the Browns after, I think he was with Cleveland for 5 years or 6 years. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, as the wide receiver coach and pass game coordinator. Previous to that, he was the wide receiver coach for the Patriots for 10 years. Hence, Rob Gronkowski was on a team with them. He was on Up and Adams. Gronk sang the praises of O'Shea.
Chad O'Shea is responsible. I wouldn't say responsible for Randy Moss's and Wes Walker's career in New England, but I would say he's responsible for Julian Edelman's career in New England. That's for sure. But Chad O'Shea, I mean, he was there in the prime of Randy Moss and Wes Welker at the wide receiver position. He was the wide receiver coach. He helped establish that, help that offense grow. Help those wide receivers be on the same page as Tom Brady. And he's got so much knowledge of the game of football. I love Chatty O. I associate myself with him at practice all the time. We always chit-chatted. We had a great time talking about things.
What can KC fans expect
off the field
from him?
of football as well. I'm a smart guy, very smart, knows the game of football, no doubt about it. He was an offensive coordinator before, but I truly believe that he fits at the wide receiver position better than any other coach, out there. I wouldn't say better than any other. I would just say he's a top prospect. He's a top guy, but probably a top 3 wide receiver coach in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. But I'm telling you, his knowledge and the way that he can connect with players as well. It's not just about coaching and knowing what you know about football and knowing everything inside and out. It's how you connect with these guys and how can you bring the best out of them. Yeah. And that's what he does, and that's why he's so great. And I think he's the mold fits him perfect at the wide receiver position as well, at being a coach there.
I feel like you should let him finish talking since, is this your first time doing an interview on Zoom?
Cut him off 3 times and answer.
It's like when I watch some of the satellite interviews. Mm-hmm. Is this your first day on TV? Do you not know there's a lag on the satellite? Stop trying to jump in with a witty line in the middle of somebody talking. Oh, he gets that awkward
that always follows. No, go ahead.
I just get that. Jeez,
and then there's Lord. And then there's a lag in the host.
Is there a director on this thing, or just a bunch of AHs get together and decide, let's play with a satellite feed?
And then there's a lag when the person responding, so the host thinks it's okay to start talking. Then they start talking, and the guy starts talking again. It's just like, come on.
How is this a mystery to you? Sidebar there. Anyway, Gronk, a fan of Chad O'Shea.
Quite a bit. I like how you started. I'm not saying he's responsible for Randy Moss.
But he is for Julian Edelman. That guy sucked. That's not what he said. But I do think. Listen, and during that time,
me like O'Shea.
me Gronk,
me Gronk, me like O'Shea. Him good coach.
Me like meatball too. He did. Who was the kid that was the lacrosse player? That was one of their top wideouts. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, Chris.
He was supposed to be the next Edelman.
Yeah. Was he tall?
No, he wasn't that tall. He was another one of the 5'11-ish white guys. I mean, yeah, he was a 6'9" lacrosse player. You know how big.
I thought it was like
Chris Hogan.
Chris Hogan.
Chris Hogan wasn't.
He wasn't great, but he was a lacrosse player that they made a decent receiver out of.
I thought he was a little tall. Like he wasn't like 5'9" or 5'8".
Okay, let's look it up. What do we get?
6'1".
Oh, what a tower!
No, but Wes Welker is. Or how tall is Julian Edelman?
Edelman is 5'11", I think.
5'10".
Well, you're right, giant.
6'8". Didn't think he was 6'8". That's crazy. Oh, that's Julius Irving. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong. 6'7". Wow, wrong guy.
A little different. But it is good to hear Gronk sing his praises, right?
I have yet to hear anybody who has anything extensive to say about this guy raves about him.
Yeah, I think I like the hire, like his resume.
Yeah,
I think he comes with ideas.
Yeah,
right. He's been around Kevin Stefanski, and I know it didn't end well with the Browns, but Kevin Stefanski has did well with. Got something out of Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe
got
Flacco
something out of
took him to the playoffs.
Baker Mayfield was taking Baker Mayfield to the playoffs. I mean, like I think he can coordinate offense, and so I do think that is where some of the fresh ideas come from.
Stefanski didn't get immediately rehired because he sucks.
Because they went. You know what the problem was? Not the great ownership in Cleveland. It was Stefanski. No, they went. The Browns are. Mike McDaniel wouldn't even go interview with him for the head coaching job. Like, no, I'm taking the Chargers OC job. I don't even want to talk to you people.
I'm never even going to go to Cleveland.
Could you imagine Browns ownership and Mike McDaniel? Like, Mike McDaniel's a quirky guy. You can't be with, he can't go to Houston, and what people in the league have told me is a church more than it is a football organization.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go to Houston. He can't go to Cleveland. Where else is it a hot mess? He couldn't have coached in the old Indianapolis with Irsay and
Jets.
Circus. No, you can't have
Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas. No. He needs like a Clark Hunt or a Dallas.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And then
Jerry Jones would cannibalize him.
And as an OC, when he's one level under it, plus he's got Jim Harbaugh above him to kind of protect him in that regard. So that's going to be.
But I will say, boy, man, how about a meeting? A Jim Harbaugh. Wouldn't you like to hear their conversation? There's some awkward freaking pauses in that chat.
Yes. Or just
you know what it'll be like being a coach, being one of the other position coaches there with the Chargers when Harbaugh and McDaniel in there together. It'll be like watching that jackass that's had 16 years on TV and still can't figure out the satellite delay. They'll start to talk, and Jim will be in the middle of it. Be like, Harbaugh has him some pauses.
There'll be a lot of
McDaniel looks at you, and you're like, well, so what I'm saying is, can I get a word in here? Them's be some interesting meetings.
There'll be a lot of texts back and forth between offensive line coach and running backs coach. Dude, seriously?
Hey, can you guys just hold up your arm when you're done, so we know when to chime in?
I just love the idea of the other position coaches just texting back and forth. Dude, are we really doing this?
Terry Pagula was really talking at the mic. This is one of the reasons why you don't want your owner at the mic, and definitely don't want this owner at the mic. This is Terry Pagula talking about firing Sean McDermott. The Bills owner was asked why he chose to make the move.
My decision to bring in a new coach was based on the results of our game in Denver. I want to take you in the locker room after that game. I looked around. First thing I noticed was our quarterback with his head down, crying. I looked at all the other players. I looked at their faces and our coaches. I walked over to Josh. He didn't even acknowledge I was there. First thing I said to him, I said, "That was a catch." We all know what I'm talking about. He didn't acknowledge me. He just sat there sobbing. He was listless. He had given everything he had to try to win that game. And looking around, so did all the other players on the team. I saw the pain in Josh's face at his presser, and I felt his pain. I know we can do better, and I know we will get better.
So is he like feeling for Josh or for Sean McDermott there? Was the idea that, our players are crying, so you not want to, like, that in and of itself, we haven't even gotten to the one that I'm sure most people have heard by now, but that is bizarre. Like, what are you getting at there? And can I also point out, guess who got his feelings hurt when twice he mentioned he didn't even acknowledge me? Well, he's probably tired of your crap.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, just give the guy a minute.
When I was listening to that, I thought
look, I see my coach has just lost again in the playoffs. It's a crushing defeat. Calls didn't go his way. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get right over there and chat with him.
Yeah,
he looks like a guy who wants to have a chat.
Yeah.
Let's talk right now.
Let's chat him
Talk about a guy who can't read the room.
Exactly. And when I heard that, I was listening to it, I was thinking, in a sport full of football men, he definitely sounds like a petroleum engineer.
All right,
just
one
because
more.
You can buy something doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
Is the question on here?
Yes, because he cuts him off. I put the question on there. I should have put that on the throw.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Yeah.
Brandon Beane, the general manager, was asked by a reporter. You'll hear the question about Keon Coleman. Terry Pagula, the owner, decides he'll take the question.
The fact that you have not given Josh a good enough wide receiver room.
Yeah, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff, who felt strongly about the player. And, he's taken, for some reason, heat over it and not saying a word about it, but I'm here to tell you the true story.
Guess who's a yes man? One of the owners is like, I'll take this.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good.
Yes, you can.
So if you're a coach and you get your guy, the GM's over there telling the owner. The owner sits in the room. I've heard to be like, well, guess who we went and told? The owner's probably in the room of the draft and heard the conversation.
Right.
I don't think Bean needs to be thrown under the bus as much as he is, but it's clear that Pagula is not doing anybody any favors, and not Keon Coleman, who's still on the team, but clearly they've had, probably not going to be on the team long.
And if you're going out and trying to find a new head coach, what better way to get a good coach than say, hey, if you come here and things go wrong, when you're gone, we're going to bury you.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. All right, let's take a break. We will turn to good. That's Shahan Jayaraja breaking down the college football season. We wrap it up with the national college football writer from CBS Sports.